Hello, hello. Okay, we can do it. Hello, 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 hello. Everything's working good. What's up, everyone? Welcome to today's stream, which is Saturday. Wow, very fancy. Well, hey, Rixie. Hey, Maddie. I have my water bottle. I did drink it. You guys are not gonna hear it because I totally drank it. It's for that channel player redeem. Why is Monami doing math? Oh, yeah. I got this gift from Skeb. But yeah, Monami, as you guys know, isn't a programming student. She's a quantum physics student, bro. She's doing all those crazy things that I could never do, so yeah. Nevertheless, she just does programming as part of her club. That's the lore. You guys looked at it. Rixie, I've known you for long enough. You should know everything about her, bro. You totally don't have like 50 other things to do. Anyways. Mathnami. Hey, Zero X, how you doing? What's water? You know what's this like substance you drink? It's called dihydrogen monoxide. Have you guys ever heard of that? It's a pretty cool substance, actually. You know, it's good for you. It, you know, keeps your cells intact. It keeps you alive. You know, your body is like 70% of your body is water. Did you guys know that? 60 to 70%. In fact, there's a principle of different types of fluid in the body where it's like 60% is water, 40% is like ECF, 20% is I don't remember. I heard it's talk. Okay. All right, Rixie. All right. Yeah, for you it might be toxic. I know you just guzzle oil and soda all day. And not water. I heard stop. Well, here's the thing. Something I learned in psychiatry. See, I'm not a big fan of psychiatry, but I do know it is interesting in terms of the content. People can actually present to the ED having like all the symptoms of just like, hey, you have volume overload, right? Meaning that you have way too much water in your body and that's causing issues and pushing shit in, pulling shit out, lysing cells. And something that psychotic patients can do is they can drink a shitload of water and just give themselves water intoxication. I drink tritium water. Damn, bro, you're rich. Tritium's expensive. If a certain fox lady is here, then maybe I could yap at her. Oh, hey, Hika. It comes in, don't lice my cells. Buddy, you're one of the bros, man. Why would I lice your cells, man? I'd lice an enemy's cells, not bro cells, man. Trust me. But today we got a lot to talk about. So yesterday we talked about Windows, we talked about the cancer LLM. Well, the LLM that helps cancer, not the LLM that causes cancer. That's your ERP LLMs. But the LLM that helps cancer, and we also started kind of working on converting my personal website to Astro, which is a different web framework. So let me just pull up VS Code here, because I have a bunch of shit on here. I'm not going to code just yet. But what I do want to write is the outline for today's stream, just so you guys are aware as to what I do. So for those of you who don't know who I am, you probably do know. My name is King Bri. This goober, this dumbass woman on your screen is Monami Starling. You're a future college student from 2077. She's time traveled back to exist in today's time. I don't know how the fuck we're streaming right now from God knows how many years in the future, but yeah, that's how it works. But yeah, I'm King Bri. I do a lot of open source dev, and I talk about tech articles and stupid shit. And I also develop code live, and I'm also a med student, so yeah, I am in a lot of domains. You guys could probably tell. Anyways, let's go to... Oh, nope, spoilers. No, you didn't see that, guys. You didn't see that. Shit. Wait, how do I... No. You didn't see shit. You didn't see anything. I'm gonna talk about it. Shush. Oh my god. Okay, let's pull up VS Code here. If I can find it. It's MS's fault. Yeah, it's their fault. They fucked it up. MS is here again, guys. They're making everything go bad. Okay. So let's go over the agenda for today's stream. So first, we're gonna look at a user-suggested video that was suggested like back in September, but I'm a lazy ass and looked at today. Zero X actually submitted a video of the MetaConnect keynote. So we're gonna take a look at that. I previewed it before just to make it easier for you guys to view, and there's some really funny shit in there. But I'm also gonna, you know, do a little bit of elaboration on the event itself and the style of the event, because I have a lot of opinions about tech events in general. The next thing is, let me think. So we have the Meta Connect keynote. We also have the latter part of the stream, which is going to be rewriting my personal website in Astro, which I showed you guys yesterday if you guys were here. If you weren't, I'd recommend watching the VOD, or I could just show it to you later. Doesn't really matter, to be honest. And we could also look into some extra stuff, so we could do some like Zatsu. I don't know what Zatsu means. Maybe Rixie can give me more information. I think it's just like, you know, you do some random ass chat and you're like, oh, we're chatting, we're doing random shit. And as always, questions, ask. I'm very receptive to questions. Anything you might have, anything you're stuck on. If you want me to explain like you're 5, then please do. It makes for good shorts content. So yeah, very helpful there. Also, if you guys got any more topics, please just ask. Please also just drop them. People drop them all the time. We chat about them in the stream. I'm more than happy to talk about them during this time. Yeah, it's just chatting. Okay. Why do they call it Zatsu, man? Like this fancy ass word, man. Just call it chatting. I'm yapping with the bros, you know? I'm yapping with the homies. You read it. Yeah, VS Code is auto-detecting it as YAML. So that's why it's red. I'm like, bro. Like, for example. Nope, it's still fucked up. Yeah, let me change it to Markdown. Just to make it look better. Because honestly, that YAML stuff just makes it look all green and ugly. The funny part is all of my software uses like a config.yaml file, so it always looks I just write YAML all the time because Zatsu is just chatting Japan, which is stupid. Oh, I see. So it's like, you know, hold on, let me find it. Second. I got you, bro. If my fucking images can load, that would be amazing. Not literally. Okay, this works. Why is this a thing? Hold on, let me show you. Guitar Japan. So this fucking meme, bro. Alright. Oh my god. Yep, very superior, guys. Very superior. Also, like, when I search place Japan, it just shows me a beautiful Japanese place. And honestly, what? Why is there a monkey? Never got some food. Look at this dude, bro. He is not happy, bro. This is okay. This is the people on Twitter that complain under like every single one of Microsoft's tweets, just red faced and like unhappy as shit. Monkey Japan. Okay, bro. Oh my god, bro. Oh yeah, here's the real meme. Place and then place Japan. Oh my god, it's so crazy. So it's like chat and chat Japan. Zatsu. Okay, anyways. Before we get started, I did spoil you guys a bit. I'm very sorry. I don't like doing spoilers, guys, but we're gonna look. We talked about Windows yesterday. And we talked about how Microsoft's October update broke localhost. Yeah. I was doing a lot of defense for Windows, but like, man, that's just fucking stupid, bro. Okay. So let's look at this one now, because this just came out. Microsoft confirms major issues affecting Windows recovery into mandatory security update for Windows 11, 24H2, 25H2. After the October 2025 update, you can no longer use mouse and keyboard in the Windows recovery environment. Buddy, how the fuck do you expect us to use the recovery then if your computer dies? Brother, are you serious? It's like Windows 10 just reached end of life, right? And now this shit just happened. So Microsoft got rid of the offline account support. They fucked up localhost for developers, especially web developers that rely on it. I personally rely on localhost a lot when testing my changes, because that's pretty bad that Microsoft fucked it up. And now this shit. Bro, like, I was perfectly fine with Windows 11 for like the past 5 years, man, and this shit is happening now. Probably been happening in the background, but like, I've just been seeing it at this point because I've been looking into it, but man, it's actually cooked. Microsoft is investigating the root cause. Yeah, I hope you fucking do. Oh, great, we got an ad break. That's fun. Sorry about the ads, guys. We're just gonna take a little pause here, just to make sure everyone catches up. But again, we can just chat while it's going. More reason for me to nuke my Win install. Yeah, so if you want to watch like my thought process on Windows in general, then you can watch yesterday's VOD. it's just a lot of back and forth. I do understand where a lot of people are coming from, but to be honest, like, I am just a person who wants my shit to work, man. Like, I get the Linux philosophy. I'm like, yo, Linux is fucking fire, but like, for the purposes I use my Windows PC for, which we'll actually get into those in a bit, because I do want to do something else tonight, which might be very interesting to you guys. I'll talk about it right after the Meta Connect video, but yeah, there's a lot of good and bad about this Windows 11, and then there's a lot of good and bad about any software, so it's just like, I mean, it's like people hyper-focus on Windows 11 because Microsoft, but yeah, this stuff is just, I don't know how the fuck they fucked up this bad. This is ridiculous. Never in my life have I seen something this bad fuck up. Yeah, pick your poison. Exactly, Matt, exactly. When it comes to OSs and software, you gotta just pick the one that works for you, right? If Windows works for you, power to you. If Linux works for you, power to you. If you think Windows is bad, try to convince them. If they don't like it, then who fucking cares? It's the same with like the console wars, right? MS's forced downgrades is something else. Reboot and pray. No, it's the oh, you mean the updates? I had to go back and forth on that one because you can downgrade an update, I think, but yeah. Oh, ad's over. Okay. So let's reread the current stuff. This update is causing the following issues. Localhost, yep. The update is causing install errors. Of course, it's fucking doing that. File Explorer's preview pane is broken. What the fuck? And then reports that performance and other okay, this is normal. Like, I think this is normal on any system, because I bet you, like, for example, in Apple betas, right? Apple has this app called Feedback, and the reason why I'm talking about Apple is because I've used it before, and the feedback is usually for, like, devs. Like, hey, there's something wrong with Swift UI, or there's something wrong with UIKit. And they're just, like, you know, they're really nice to me. They fix it immediately, and they push it to the next beta or the next version of the OS. It's all done. But there are a lot of people that just report, oh my god, my phone is draining faster now that the OS is updated. So yeah, it's like the entire hyper focusing on one thing when it just was a passive thing for so long. Like, example is battery life. Is MS vibe coding bro, honestly, I feel like some might be vibe coding. Like, nowadays it's taken over a lot of the software industry. I've talked about the proper way to use AI for coding in the past, but like people just refuse that, so who knows who's vibe coding shit nowadays. But I feel like it might be the case, because I have never seen something this bad happen. Maybe in open source software, right? Because open source, you push a bug to production, it's like the random dude has to go on and revert it. The random dude usually being me when I break something in Tabby, but nevertheless, I know, I remember like when we pushed the cache changes, every single person just jumped on it saying, my model's not loading anymore. Oh shit, what the fuck did we mess up? Microsoft has used AI slop diagrams and cybersecurity write-ups. Cybersec write-ups before. Man, I mean, I get AI for stuff, but man, for diagrams, really? Like, you wanna know how simple a diagram is to make? Let me just show you. My entire stream is diagrams, if you guys have not been here before. I have been diagramming since day one because I like writing my thoughts on paper. And it's literally for no other damn reason. So I will show you a diagram. You guys want to see a diagram? I'm mad now, if you can't tell. Let me just connect my... no, don't do that. Where is my... Okay. My iPad's stroking out, guys. 1 second. It can find my TV. It can find my MacBook. I wonder, who mirrors an iPad to their TV? Is it just me who thinks that's kind of whack? Oops. There we go. Like, who does that? I mean, I certainly don't. I mean, I'd mirror it to my Mac, that's for sure. I'd mirror it to my PC. My family does. I mean, if you're using, like, apps that are not necessarily kosher, then I understand. But... Oh, and K, my Apple Pencil's dead. I forgot to charge my iPad before the stream started. I think I've done it once or twice to show my boomer parents videos. Okay, so I guess, yeah, video playback, I guess. That's fair. Okay. My pencil good enough to write? Yeah, okay. We got 1%, guys. Let's make a quick diagram. So we have, you know, we have A, and then we point to B. And then we write some color, like there's a fact. And then we have, you know, point C, which is good because it's in green. So this is good. This is bad. There we go. A simple diagram. You don't need an AI generate any of this shit. You could actually use something like Lucidchart or just Google Drawings or like any drawing program to just chart out a diagram. Like, I genuinely don't know why people would use AI to make diagrams for you. Excalidraw, yeah. Well, I'm using GoodNotes, right? This is my primary note-taking app for school for everything, so I'm very used to it. But yeah, Excalidraw is good. MS Paint, yeah. I know a lot of programming YouTubers use Excalidraw. My friend Stux uses it, I was talking to him about the other day. But yeah, I use GoodNotes because I take notes on my iPad all the time, and I'm used to it. Hopefully you guys like my GoodNotes. It's a very beautiful app. And unfortunately, you can't download it anymore because the 6th version, as Rixie really loves, has a bunch of AI slop, and it's fucking $20 now instead of $8. And I'm like, fuck you, I'm not upgrading this shit. Man, why do iOS apps fucking suck in terms of subscriptions? I don't understand. Anyways, we're getting off topic here. That is if you guys want to pull me off topic. Hey, you want to do that to me? What the fuck? It's kind of lewd, bro. Okay, anyways. Having way too much fun right now. Okay, let's open up the MetaConnect video before I run out of time for the night. Just yapping about random shit. Okay, so let me just put up a new window here and just make sure. Oh, what the fuck is this? I had a bunch of Okay, I had a bunch of tabs open that I didn't know about. Oh, it's because I used the wrong keyboard shortcut. I'm on my King Bride channel, right? Yes, okay, good. Let me search Meta developer. Sorry, you can't see this right now because I'm hiding it, but we're gonna pull it up real quick. Live, and then oop, wrong one. Okay, there we go. All right. So this is suggested from 0x, and this was a very good video to watch. Oh, there's our boy, bro. Let's go. The Zuck himself, dude. I'm not gonna lie, I really love Mark Zuckerberg's glow up for in the past 2 years. Like he went from, what is it? Zuckerberg 2017. It's crazy, bro. Like he just went all over his health, man. Like he went from this to this in the span of 2 years. I'm just like, yo, I'm traveling everywhere now. I'm doing MMA and shit. I'm doing gym. I'm getting myself healthy. I'm like, dude, that is a fucking transformation if I've ever seen one. Love or hate Facebook, but man, that is some crazy ass transformation. Bro looks like a Chad. Like a nerdy Chad. People keep telling me to get this app called Notify so I can have my laptops on my iPad, laptop, and phone. Who's gonna tell my Google Workspace? Yeah, there's a bunch of note-taking apps like Notion. Obsidian is a very popular one for type notes. It's used Markdown. But I use GoodNotes just because it's a very good iPad note-taking app. That's it. And it's good for school. So that's pretty much it. Yeah, the Zuck really did go from snaky to gym, bro. It's kind of crazy, man. All right, so let me... Yes, this is on. Let me turn down the mute. Let me turn off the music here. Okay, let's make sure...
Capabilities that make
okay, it's kind of low on my end, so I'm gonna bring it up.
Smarter, help you communicate better.
How's this?
Improve your memory, improve your senses, and more. Glasses
Sound good?
are the only form factor where you can let an AI...
Okay, we have pause it for now. Right, but they want to make AI quizzes with my note. I mean, you could opt into it, right? I mean, I'd assume you could click hey, make an AI quiz. But yeah, it's just... There's a lot of AI stuff being put into apps right now. Turn the music back on, actually. There's a lot of AI stuff being put into apps right now that, people don't like. There's 2 types of AI. In my opinion, there's 2 distinct types of AI. So we got the helpful, and then we got the unhelpful. So we could say the helpful is something like ChatGPT. Right? Something that everybody loves to use. Most people, actually. And then unhelpful is Copilot. MS Copilot, the one on Windows. This is something that people don't like. People don't like to use. But we could also say, something that's helpful is Grok Chat. But unhelpful is @Grok in Twitter. A lot of people hate this. People are ambivalent to this. There's also the Cancer AI. Cancer Google AI. And then, finally, and then an unhelpful, there's Apple Intelligence. AKA, non-existent. So you see what I'm saying, right? All of these cloud AI products, which is helpful, which is not helpful. And the one that Maddie is talking about, like the Notes app, you know, creating AI quizzes with the amount that you're paying, it's like, who the fuck needs that? Who cares, right? It might be helpful in like a few situations, but I don't know. I mean, it feels unhelpful in a lot more. So it's like, why can't I just, you know, not pay for the AI? There's like this service in medical school that, you know, there's this Anki deck. If you guys don't know what Anki is, it's like a flashcard thing that's used in medical school. It was originally made for Japanese learning, but it's like the god of medical school studying now. So Anki it usually uses the Anking deck, right? That's the deck that's mainly used for med school. And Anking now costs money because, you know, they need to support development. So it costs a lot of money now. Now, when you guys were in medical school, especially Hika here, it did not cost money, right? But now it does. So you have to pay through something called Anki Hub. And they offer a really nice plan, right? So you pay like, this is not an advertisement for Anki Hub, by the way. I'm just saying it's a really nice plan because they offer $5. You just get the decks. But obviously they hopped in the AI trend. You pay like, what, $10 per month. This is a subscription service, by the way, for the decks. And then you also get the AI features on top of it. So this is a happy medium. Like, do you want the AI? Then pay more. Do you not want the AI? Just get the deck. And that's pretty much it. So, yeah. So that's like a business plan that, like, you know, keeps up with the Joneses in the tech industry, but also, you know, gives consumers a choice. Do you want the extra stuff and you want to pay money for us running those servers? Or do you not want that? You know, it's sensible, exactly, right? So there are, I feel like everything is a spectrum. Helpful AI, recent high quality models. Unhelpful AI, RP Llama 1 models from 2023, suggesting for old guides. That was some of those models might have been for me and some of my friends. I don't know. I might have, you know, recommended those back when I wrote the guide in 2023, and my friends were also testing models back in the day in 2023. Hey, Poopachu. Oh, Poopachu. Oh, God, I can't say your name. Hey, Poopachu, welcome to the stream. $5, $10 is so reasonable. It is, yeah. I mean, to be completely honest, Anki Hub does overwrite your notes, so I'd recommend like downloading the deck once and then canceling the subscription because it just fucks up any extra notes I write. And I'm just like, you know what? I already have the update deck. I'm getting out of here. It's not worth overriding my personal notes versus, you know, the minuscule updates that it'll do over the year while I'm studying. But yeah, that's its own thing. If you guys want me to do a study stream, not like a stream talking about how I study, how to, you know, break things down and how I approach things, I'd be happy to talk about it, especially when dealing with career. Yeah, of course. Like when it comes to career, you know, money isn't, I'm fortunate, by the way, for this, but money isn't too much of a limit for me when it comes to career because, you know, you need to study a certain thing in order to get a good score, right? So whatever I need to do, I'm gonna pay for it and make sure I get it. And if the school provides it to me, great. If the school doesn't, I'm getting it myself because I know it's gonna work. That's the unfortunate reality of medical school. It's not just student loans, it's also the resources that cost money too. So you're gonna be paying a lot of money, unfortunately. So that's the fun part. But let's not talk about depressing shit at the moment. Alright, anyways, Poopachu, welcome to the stream. We're gonna be talking about the Meta Connect demo. And let me just get my phone real quick, because I have the timestamps there. And I forgot to put it on my computer. So let me just get the timestamps that we need to go to. Okay, here we go. Let me write it down. Here. What's the story? The CNA at my program at my college claims it only costs $30 to buy all the supplies. Okay. What's the story? The story? There isn't really any story right now. I mean, I'm still just going over the stuff, but let me get the timestamp here. The story of Meta Connect, well, we're gonna find out. Basically, there was this tech demo by Mark Zuckerberg. I was talking about how he had a glow up, right, from 2022 to like 2024, and he's like this now. And they did like a recent tech presentation. And essentially what happened... Oh, my story. Oh. I thought you were asking for the story about like Meta Connect. Hold on, let me write these down. And then 57, 47. So my story is that, I mean, it's all on my website if you ever do want to read, like, the full thing. Oops. No, wrong website. It's just... That's Monami's lore. I keep typing that on instinct. So if you ever want to read, like, what I'm doing, that's pretty cool. But, if you just want to know more about me, I'll tell you right now. I am a med student. I've always wanted to become a doctor, right? That's my goal in being a career, right? But I've always had a hobby for just like tinkering with computers. It's always fun. Messing around with computers, messing around with code, because with programming, the best part about programming is you can do whatever you want, right? So you got a computer and you know how to tinker with it, you know how to mess around with it, the world is your oyster. I actually started by developing with phones, right? So phones were my hotness back in the day. I got my first Android device and I learned about rooting it, and I just went from there. I made like custom kernels, custom ROMs, OSs, I tinkered with the system, and then I started learning how to code by myself. So yeah, my entire website is documented there, what I want to do, how I want to grow as a person, and what I'm currently making. But I don't just code in React, or I do code in React and web dev stuff for my website, which is done for like 5 years at this point, but on and off. But I do code applications like iOS apps. I also code LLMs, and now I'm streaming. So yeah, fun stuff. Interesting backstory. I was pre-med and went comp sci. Wow, that is interesting, man. Yeah. I mean, yes, of course. Sometimes people want to change career directions. I know a few people that went comp sci from pre-med, and it definitely happened. Like, there are a lot, from what I've heard from my friends, there's a lot of people in comp sci that, you know, don't know basic concepts. And my friend straight up told me this, like, the knowledge I have would probably land me a job. And this was like back in 2020, so this is before the job shortage. Who fucking knows what's gonna happen now? But yeah, this is like in the golden years, 10 years ago. Exactly, right? Yeah, this would be in the golden years. Yeah, but that's great. Great being in comp sci. This is like 10 years ago. You must have knowledge, man. You must have hella knowledge. So yeah, what do you make? What do you develop? What stuff are you into? Feel free to chime in at any time. I mean, yeah, I love talking with developers because it's always fun to see new things that people have created and what people are into. Like, I rated a game dev streamer yesterday, and super high energy, really nice to talk to, and it was great. So I cannot do game dev for shit. I did it once for like a research project that didn't really go too well, but other than that, it's just not for me, right? Big company, lots of data, have fun. Oh god, yeah, that's fair. Yeah, production. Everybody loves pushing to production. Now start FE and now BE only. Rixie, the only thing I develop is mental disorders. Okay, bro. Like, speaking of big companies and scale, you guys already know what I'm saying, bro. You know, localhost, bro. That's the fire shit. Yeah. All right. Anyways. But yeah, that's pretty cool, Pikachu. That's sweet. That's sweet. I love that. Big companies, data scaling. I don't know what FE and BE is. Mind elaborating on that? That would be very helpful. But yeah, let's, in the meanwhile, go over this keynote. Okay.
What you see.
Oh, front end and then back end. Okay. Bro, I'm actually cooked, man. I am a back end plumber, unfortunately. I'm the gremlin in the sewers. You know, I develop programs for open source with people who, you know, love complaining about things, but that's okay. That's okay. I do it for the fun. Okay, let's just look at the keynote here. So this is MetaConnect 2025. They used to do VR headsets, now they're doing glasses. So let's look at this.
And more.
Could you guys hear it okay?
Glasses are the only form factor where you can let an AI see what you see, hear what you hear, talk to you throughout the day, and very soon generate whatever UI you need right in your vision in real time.
How's this?
So it is no surprise that AI glasses are taking off.
Okay. Let me just see. Yes, okay, my mic isn't. I'm going to lower it a little bit because my mic is clipping a bit on top of it, but yeah.
This is now our third year shipping AI glasses with our great partner, EssilorLuxottica.
Yeah, let's go!
And the sales trajectory that we've seen is similar to some of the most popular consumer electronics of all time.
Nah, Rixie, but you didn't see my reaction to this. I got a lot of thoughts about this shit. Trust me.
Now, we are focused on designing glasses.
Oh, we're designing, guys.
With a few clear values.
Okay. What is?
Number one, they need to be great glasses first.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna pause here. This is great because this is something that is true, right? Let me turn the music. This is something that is super true. If you're making smart glasses, you need to make them look like people want to wear them. Here's an example of smart glasses people didn't want to wear. In like casual wear. If I search this guy, you know, you remember this back in 2011? And then let's take a look at the current state of this suck again. Let's see. So this is what the Meta glasses look like. So they look a lot better, right? I mean, they don't look amazing, but they look a lot better. Embedded, please, or I don't want that. But yeah, like, this is something that normal people would wear. I see a lot of people wearing Ray-Bans all the time. And for Meta to do this is pretty fucking sweet. So yeah. So compared to something like this is like a very, very early thing of what it could be, to something like this, they understand embedded bio... Okay, yeah, you're going a little bit too far in the... we want to become cyborgs time. I have the X-Real 1 Pro Mass. Some newer ones are less bulky. That's true. Yeah, I mean, I'll go over that in a second, like the current state of things versus what they're showing here. Let's talk about it now.
Now, before we get to any of the technology, the glasses need to be well-designed and comfortable. And if you're going to wear glasses on your face all day, every day, then they need to be refined in their aesthetics, and they need to be light.
Yep, they do.
So in addition to working with...
I personally have rimless glasses. If you don't know the brand Silhouette, these guys are expensive glasses, but they're very lightweight. Like, you throw them, they're super lightweight. They're really easy to wear. They are pretty fragile though, so you gotta be careful. But you know, rimless glasses are the lightest glasses you can have. The second that you can fit this technology into that style of glasses is when you truly won, in my opinion. Neuralink, oh god, yeah, Neuralink. I low-key want to do that in another stream, but Neuralink is something else, man. I mean, you know, you could have your own opinions as to what it does, but man, it's pretty fucking cool.
Iconic brands, we have spent years of engineering obsessing over how to shave every fraction of a millimeter and portion of a gram that we can from every pair of
moving on.
When you're with other people. I think that we've lost it a little bit with phones, and we have the opportunity to get it back with glasses. So when we're designing the hardware and software, we focus on giving you access to very powerful tools when you want them, and then just having them fade into the background otherwise.
I don't know. I don't know about that claim. You wanna know why? It's because with AI glasses and all of these AR glasses in general, technology is gonna get in the way, right? Like, you're gonna have all of these windows floating up in front of you. Like, you can push it away, sure, but it feels like it's still gonna get in the way at some point. Like, hopefully there's a way to mitigate while driving and stuff like that. I don't know, what do you guys think? It seems like that's something for me. Next iteration of deep brain stimulation, definitely needed for things like Parkinson's. Yeah, especially. Yeah, Parkinson's does work well with deep brain stimulation, helps reduce the symptoms, and it is risky. Yeah, Neuralink, all of these, anything that's computer that goes inside your body, especially the brain, has its own risk in its sort of, in its own way, right? So yeah. But it depends on, like, risk versus reward when it comes to medical procedures. Like, do you take the risk of, you know, just doing that stuff, you know, putting a Neuralink in your brain and having the ability to use a computer to communicate, especially when you have diseases like ALS, for example? Or do you use more external methods, right? So there are also methods for those, especially those who are paralyzed, right? Quadriplegia, paraplegia, whatever. They have methods that you can use their head or you can use their neck to type. So Neuralink can definitely change that, and other technologies that do something similar. What about those people who put credit card chips in their wrists or put the chips for the Okay, Maddie, those people are stupid. I'm sorry, that's just stupid. Like, we also know what the immune system does to foreign bodies. So, like, take that what you will. But I don't know why. MRI machine, dude, don't speak to me about MRI machines, man. There was this study, where an event that happened where somebody brought a magnetic necklace into an MRI room, detected and tell them to take it off. They forgot. and person's dead, right? Because, you know, the magnet's fucking powerful as shit, and they didn't press the emergency stop button to properly vent it in time. And it's like, yeah, I think if I remember correctly, it was the tech's fault. They didn't check properly and stuff like that, so the person's gone now. Like, it's crazy. I mean, also, yes, the person was negligent in that regard. Like, hey, yeah, I didn't want to say specifically where, but yes, that was it was bad, bro. It was bad. Yeah, that circulated the news for a couple of weeks and then faded into obscurity like always. Anyways, let's continue.
Number 3. Take superintelligence.
All right, bro, fuck off. Take superintelligence seriously? Man, okay, skipping past that one.
Seriously. They became Meta glasses.
Okay.
The next generation of Ray-Ban Meta glasses.
Yo, those look cool. Let's go. Wow. So awesome.
Now, these are the original and iconic design. I think that this is actually the most popular glasses design in history.
Okay. Okay, popular glasses design in history is a bit of a stretch. I mean, there are a lot. I guess they're talking about the Ray-Ban design, not like the meta portion of it, like the cameras and shit. Popular in history, man, is kind of crazy, though. Anyways.
And now, with double the battery life, I wear them all day. They never run out of battery. It's got 3K video recording, double our previous resolution
nice, actually.
For sharper, smoother, and more vivid videos.
Mm-hmm.
These are all shot with Ray-Ban Meta.
Sweet.
And Meta AI.
The monocle went hard for so long. Oh my god. I completely forgot that monocles exist until you just said it, man. Holy. That's... Oh, that's fucking crazy, man. Okay, yeah, monocle did go hard for so long, man. That's crazy. All right. Oh, man. Well, anyways, let's continue.
Keeps on getting better. So last year I did this live demo.
Oh, here we go. Live demo time, guys.
Doing that on stage. Now, today, I am excited to introduce a feature that we call Conversation Focus.
Okay. Let's see what this does.
It's a new feature coming soon that is going to be able to amplify your friends'
Don't give spoilers, chat.
In your ear. So if you're in a noisy restaurant, you're basically going to be able to turn up the volume on your friends or whoever you're talking to.
So AirPods, like stuff.
And Conversation Focus, it's not only going to be on the new Ray-Ban Metas, it's going to be available as a software update on all of the existing
software
Ray-Ban
update,
Metas
beautiful. Okay, I'm going to fast forward past the nonsense.
Hi, Johnny.
Hello, how are you? Got the Renaissance vibes going on?
Oh, shit.
Jack, I just put my name in. It's going to be a couple minutes. Nice. I need your advice. Okay. Every time I get my picture taken, I feel like I'm not being normal. I want to feel like just a regular person when I'm... One sec, Jack. Hey, Meta. Start Conversation Focus.
Okay. Would you guys ever actually say that? Would you guys ever actually say, "Hey Meta, could you focus the conversation because I'm just like bouncing off the walls?" No, we got an ad. Oh fuck. Okay. Yo, bro, hold on. I gotta activate my AI waifu. Let's go. Just imagine your fucking AI VTuber waifu's in the corner. It's just like, okay, starting now. Anyways, you guys, we got an ad break coming up, so I'm gonna keep it paused here. But man, oh my god, like. Live translation was another thing that was present on the AirPods. I talked about that in the previous stream. And I also talked about like the simplest way to fix that is to use wired headphones with 2 phones, but like, you know, Apple or these big tech companies don't want to do that. But yeah, the main thing about these translation features and these focus features, I want to ask the people in the chat with ADHD, right? If you have ADHD, will this help you? In any way, shape, or form? Will it help you if it's like the headphones or the glasses are focusing the conversation? Yeah, Maddie, would it help you, right? In that sense, I don't know, like, because if you got ADHD, you're going everywhere at once, right? You can't focus. It's a psychological thing, but like, would narrowing the spectrum of things you can hear help you focus better? Is the question I'm trying to ask. I don't know. That's something I don't have ADHD, even though it might feel like it sometimes. I don't. So I'd love to ask someone who knows. It depends on how well it works. Okay, fair enough. So it does have some way to make it better. I want a faster brain device interface. So tired of talk commands. Dead products is based on Siri type shit. Yeah. I mean, I personally, you know, I'm probably never gonna get one of those things in my lifetime. The brain computer stuff for just like casual use. If I ever have like a neurodegenerative disease, then yeah, I'd think about it. But you know, when it comes to just normal use, I just prefer a phone. That's my personal take. Like, I'm a programmer. I don't trust, you know, things, you know, going into my body from random tech devs in San Francisco. So yeah, or Texas. So yeah, that's just me. I mean, it's definitely gonna become a more popular technology way in the future. But we'll see how it goes, right? We'll see how it goes. But yeah, I do agree with the talk command stuff. Gesture commands are another thing. Like, you just, you know, do some gestures and the glasses will recognize it and be like, hey, yeah, we're doing this thing now. But yeah, talk commands can be a little bit of a pain in the ass. That is why the phone is such a big thing. Right? You hold it in your hand and you just like start tapping and shit like that. So that's pretty cool. Maddie says, if it's still there but quieter, it would distract me. Yeah, that's true. Like, with me personally, especially in the city, tapping the side twice. Yeah, like the AirPods. Like, they have like the stems where you can just tap them, you can twist them, whatever, and they do things. With me personally, right? I'm in the city. I go to the city, I walk around, like we go on a trip after like a test or something, and you know, I hear like all the traffic going on, and sometimes I can't hear my friends talking, but usually I just get up closer to them and I can focus. But you know, that's not possible for some people. But yeah, let's continue this.
Conversation focus.
Okay, go on.
As soon as the camera comes up,
Yeah.
I start to have this like serious
Deer in headlight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do I be like more normal?
Oh, man.
How do I be more natural, like when I'm getting my picture taken?
Sometimes I play around with something like your collar.
Okay, we can skip past this.
It's conversation.
Yeah, so this is basically making the voice louder when they hear it. So that's interesting, but at the same time, like, I don't know. It's more so for people, you know, who can't... I'd assume it's for people who can't focus as well. That's what the main goal is, but personally, with me, I'm just used to it. I guess if you're from, like, bumfuck nowhere in the United States, and then you go to the city for the first time, it feels overwhelming in that sense, right? So maybe that's where it could be. I don't know.
Focus. All right, we are also improving live AI.
Okay, here it is, here it is, here it is.
Optimize battery and energy efficiency.
Beautiful.
Meta AI is going to transition from being something that you invoke when you have a question to a service that is running all the time and helping you out throughout the day.
Okay. I'm gonna pause here. Sorry, I'm pausing a lot, but there's a lot of stuff to unpack in terms of the lore regarding Meta's AI. So if you guys don't know, Meta actually pioneered the local LLM revolution. For, like, in terms of pioneering, they're the ones that made for fighter pilots and pumpkins is what you're saying. Yeah. What about my electricity? We don't worry about electricity bill. Okay, so let's talk about Meta's AI escapades. Okay, let's not talk about Meta's AI escapades on my iPad because it is broken. My Apple Pencil needs to fucking charge. All right, 1 second. Fiasco time. Back up. Yeah. Do this. Zoom in. All right, so let's talk about Meta AI. Right, so Meta really revolutionized the entire AI landscape back in 2023, where they released Llama. Right, it was their first LLM model that was open weight and distributed on Hugging Face. Since then, in late 2023, they released Llama 2. And then in 2024, they released Llama 3. So the third iteration of the models. They kept going up and up. And with each release, there was improvements. In some way, shape, or form. I also, in the previous year, talked about the sizes, but that's not important. And finally, in 2025, they released Llama 4. And this was a significant downgrade from the previous models. I believe everybody under the sun hated Llama 4. They just immediately hated it so much. It was terrible. And also there were license changes, but I'm not going to go into those because that's way too in-depth. But basically, Llama 4 was so bad that Meta just completely closed off their AI division and started poaching talent from OpenAI. That's like the craziest part. So they made their entire thing closed now, and they're not really publishing like llama models anymore ever since the llama 4 shit happened, because they're focusing on making a more API based software. So yeah, that's the story of Meta AI. And guess what we have now? Meta AI on the glasses. Let's go. Let's do it, guys. Let's look at this shit.
Now, to be clear, we're not there yet on all-day live AI use. This is one of the major technology challenges that we're still working through.
Okay, challenges, good.
But today, you can use live AI for about an hour or two straight.
Okay.
We'll
drain your battery.
Let's cut to Chef Jack
All right,
Mancuso, who's
all right. Focus, guys. We have the live demo here. It's gonna go perfectly.
coming to us live from a kitchen on Meta's campus.
Don't
preparing for
spoil
the
a
after
single
party. How's it going,
thing,
Chef?
otherwise I'm gonna be mad.
All
Kidding.
right,
I won't be
so
mad.
what do you think? Maybe let's make, I don't know, what should we make? Maybe like a steak sauce, maybe
Okay, they're making something.
Korean-inspired type thing, you know, just to show what the live AI is like.
Okay.
Yeah, let's try it. It's not something I've made before, so I could definitely use the help.
Some fire video
Meta,
quality, by the
start
way.
Live AI.
All right, so we got live AI running now.
Starting live AI.
Okay.
I
Damn.
love the setup you have here with soy sauce and other ingredients. How can I help?
All right, bro.
Hey, can you help me make a Korean-inspired steak sauce for my steak sandwich here?
You can make a Korean-inspired
I'm
steak.
gonna pause here. Basically, what's happening right now is that the cameras on the sides of the glasses are picking up what's on the table, and that's how it's able to understand what's on the table. So yeah.
Steak sauce using soy sauce, sesame oil.
What do I do
brown
first?
sugar.
Okay, so he interrupted it, and it's stuck.
What do I do first?
And yes, again.
You've already combined the base
Okay.
ingredients. So now grate a pear to add to the sauce.
Grate a pear. Wait.
Grate a pear to add to the sauce.
Grate a pear.
What do I do first?
You've already combined the base ingredients. So now grate the pear and gently combine it with the base sauce.
All right, I think the Wi-Fi might be messed up. Sorry, back to you, Mark.
The what?
good.
Okay. Gotta grate that. No. I think they're actually saying pear there, Maddie, like the fruit. A pear of what? There is no pear of anything on that table. Oh my god. Okay, so let's explain a couple of things that happened here, because there's one thing is obvious, like the demo got failed. They blamed it on the Wi-Fi for some reason. Okay, and then let's go over the different things that, you know, caused this to fail. Number one is just LLMs in general. And it's not like, oh, LLM's bad, they're terrible, you know? It's the fact that LLMs have two steps, right? So we have prompt processing, so-called PP, and then we have text generation, which is called TG, right? So we gotta go from prompt processing to TG to result. This step takes time, depending on what you're running it on. And especially since live AI is either on device or in the cloud. So we're gonna assume, in this case, it's on device plus cloud access. So we're gonna say that, you know, we have the prompt. We first try the device AI. And then if response, then push the response. Otherwise, we're gonna contact the cloud, and then we're gonna push the response there. Right? So this entire step plus these steps take time, and therefore they are not instant. So you're gonna have to wait for a result, is what I'm trying to say. And the live demo was trying to showcase, like, you get the result instantly. It's so quick, but in reality, even production apps like ChatGPT, Claude, etc., they have to take time to decide what to do before they actually give you a response. And that's where, like, the waiting animation comes into play. Latency is a joke in LLM world. Exactly, right? Like, it is a joke because, like, you need fast hardware, but when you're serving at scale, it becomes a huge problem in that case, because the AI model has to process everything, then it has to do the generation, and the generation is the part where you'll see the response. Yeah, in a year, 2 years ago, sub 200 millisecond services, now 5 seconds good enough if streaming. Yeah. I feel like they had some chat context with useless response and it failed to backtrack. That's also true, right? Because based on the previous context that was given, like, it knows what the ingredients were from the previous image that was given from the live feed of the camera, and then it's going into the previous context of what was said before. So the person is asking, what do I do first, multiple times, and the LLM is getting confused. You're asking this shit multiple times. What do I do now? So that's another problem, right? So you need to be able to purge similar messages in that way so you could still get an organic response. But yes, like Poopachu said, latency is a joke in the LLM world. You are gonna have a lot of waiting before you get a response, depending on like what software you use. That's why there's a lot of different open softwares. There's also a previous chat here. The electricity cost for models, and there's the water thing. Yeah, water is used to cool the data centers, but yeah, here's the thing with like all of the anti-people. And again, I am anti-parts of LLM, right? I'm anti-replacement. That's my personal take on it. You can do whatever you want. I don't give a fuck about your takes. That's how I think about it. But I personally think that a lot of anti-AI stuff is overblown, and they just try and find some way to disprove you, like some straw man, and that's it. It feels like that. And then you also have the pro AI folks that are doing the same shit, right? They try and find some other straw man to smite you with. You know, it's just like your average argument. It's just moot. I don't. This is why I don't really like debating about this type of stuff, because it's just like it's not gonna go anywhere. Your opinion is not gonna change in any way, shape, or form in that case. So yeah, I don't get it personally. They have every right to use water and electricity, mixed feelings on subsidies and whatnot for them. But yeah, again, it's a huge clusterfuck of stuff. That's all I'm just gonna put it at, because like you can go into the minutia, you can go into the details, but in reality, are you even building anything? Like, the end of the day, you want to build something that's cool. You want to build something that's sweet. And AI is fucking cool as shit. Not in every context, but in a lot of them, it's pretty fucking cool. So that's how I think about it. But yeah, I only talk about the technology here, but let's go continue.
You know what? It's all good. It's, the irony of the whole thing is that you spend years making technology, and then the Wi-Fi at the day kind of catches you. All right.
Did you guys hear that? You spend years making technology, but the Wi-Fi fucks you over. Nah, bro, this isn't real, man. Please, bro. Crazy. Alright, let's find the next one. Okay, yeah, they talk about like the new glasses and stuff like that. Okay. These glasses look cool. These look pretty sick. But yeah, let me pull up the next timestamp I have listed. Jeez, I have so many windows open. No. Okay, here we go. Okay, 54 minutes and 6 seconds. Let's go to there. 54:06. I wish YouTube had like a way you can type in the timestamp. Oh, here we go. Okay, let's go back a bit.
With little muscle movements that the neural band will pick up.
No, there's more.
So you can
oh wait, I'm not showing it. Sorry.
Your glasses with barely perceptible movements. The meta neural
that's true,
band
but that's in seconds
is
though.
a huge
Or
science.
it could be in minutes. I don't know. I don't know if that's possible.
We have built a neural interface into a durable, lightweight, comfortable.
Oh, okay. I thought that was just like someone's watch for a second. Okay, so they made a wristband that can read like the movements of your hands. That's pretty nice, actually. Like in theory. Let's look at what it actually looks like.
Good-looking wristband with 18 hours of battery life and is water resistant.
Really? Oh, okay. I'll try that next time, Effie. That's helpful. Okay, that's sweet.
Now, I want to get into
that.
this in more detail. We've got two options. We've got the slides or we've got the live demo.
Oh shit! He had the choice, bro. He had the choice. He didn't order for the first one. No.
Let's do it live. All right.
He had the choice, guys. He's doing it live. No.
Now, one of the most important and frequent things that we all do on our phones is send messages.
Okay, so he's sending a message.
When we were designing these Meta Ray-Bans, we wanted to make it really easy to send and receive messages.
Okay, I'm excited.
And look, Boz is messaging me right now.
Oh shit. Getting the message, guys.
Now, okay, I could go ahead and I could dictate with my voice. I could send a voice clip.
Okay.
But I've got this neural band, and it's silent.
Oh,
and now, and you know, a lot of the time you're around other people. So it's good to just be able to type without anyone seeing. And
Okay, so that's something that works. That's pretty cool, honestly. Like, the ability to detect, like, handwriting in that precise manner and convert to text, that's pretty sick. But let's keep watching. Alright, video call time. Video call time, guys.
I'm up
you
to
guys are gonna
about
love this.
30 words a minute on this. You can get pretty fast. Want to try a video call? I think we should.
Alright, he's trying the video
What do
call,
you
guys.
think?
Wait, it says... You see that on the back there? It says, live demo, good luck. Curious how it does with Dr. I hate you guys, bro. My handwriting, when it is run through, like, handwriting AIs, is somewhat recognizable, so it should be fine, I think. I mean, it depends on, like, the doctor, right? My handwriting is fine. Someone else's handwriting, though, I don't know about that. When you share a video, you'll notice you can share based on a timestamp. Yeah. So in the URL bar, it says like 8, 14, 16 seconds. That's when I share a video. It does it by seconds, but I didn't know you could type like M and S. That's pretty helpful. So yeah, anyways. But yeah, I would be curious to see that too, based on like doctor review. Okay, let's continue.
All right. All right. So I think our call will be coming in any moment now.
Okay.
Pause WhatsApp video call.
There we go.
Uh-oh.
Well,
Oh, no.
That's too bad. I don't know what happened.
No.
Maybe Boz can try calling me again.
Okay, let me fast forward.
Okay, there's
a little bit.
the actual video call. All right.
Okay.
I'm just gonna pick that up with my neural band.
All right, so this is a problem with the OS.
It happens. Yeah, let's. What do you think? Let's just go ahead and.
Pause WhatsApp video call.
Okay. Oh my
Let's go for a fourth.
No. Okay, so let's unpack this one. This one is actually better than the last one because this one, you know, the texting worked, the writing part worked, which is arguably the harder one to do versus the clicking. It looks like the band does work. It's just that the UI of the OS isn't working. That's the problem here. So like when you're trying to catch a video call, that's not doing what it wants to do. And there's the problem with the demo versus the, you know, gestures. I feel like that band is working properly and it's working as it should, which is pretty fucking sick, I'm not gonna lie. The fact that I can do that stuff. So credit where credit is due, the product worked properly. It's just that a software update is needed to fix the problems on the glasses. The writing part is crazy, dude. I think that's insane. Like the fact that you can just hold like a shadow pen and write and it'll just show up. Imagine how legendary that would be for like, you know, quick notes and stuff like that just on the go. Somewhat recognizable will be on the History Channel, and 400 is decoding a long lost language. Oh, dude, 400 years will all be gone, and then people will be like, what the fuck were they making in the 2000s, man? Oh, man. I wonder how history class would be in, like, the year 2300 or something, because you gotta go through, like, the 1800s, 1900s, and you go to, like, the 2000s, and you gotta go through, like, even more. Like, I don't know. It'll be interesting. Nevertheless, let's continue.
All right. Try it again. I keep on messing this up. And if not, then we'll go for the less fun out.
He's still going, no!
I don't know what to tell you guys. All right.
Honestly, Zuck was a good sport there. He did play it off. Like, he did play... Because, like, something like that to happen, he did play it off as, like, you know, this was an issue. And I don't know what to tell you. We'll figure it out. I mean, for the product, that's going to be a bit of a hit. But he is a good sport about it, at least. Upload Brain into VTuber model for immortality. Yes, you want Monami to have me. Of course, of course. Then we'll truly be the VTubers we want to be. I mean, Rixie was tweeting all the time about how, you know, sex with robots, with AI robots is going to happen in October. And, you know, look where we are right now. Look at AI glasses. Oh, man, I love the tech field. It's great. Anyways.
But we're gonna have Boz come out here, and we're just gonna go to the next thing that I wanted to show, and hope that will work. All right.
And hope that will work. No. Okay. What's he doing?
Papas.
Oh, okay. He's actually
Play
doing something
California Dreamin'.
now. Okay, this is helpful. This is cool.
From Spotify, here's California Dreamin' by the Mamas and the Papas.
All right, and if I want to adjust the volume, I act like there's a volume control in front of me, and I can just turn
Dude,
it.
that's fucking cool. That is, dude. I know, like the Vision Pro, you know, the one that Apple dropped, the $3,000 headset that they dropped. They have this similar gesture controls, right? This is cool as shit. Hey Vixie, how you doing? How's it going? If everyone doesn't know, all the emojis that you see from Monami, they're all by Vix. Amazing artist. Commission her if you can. Anyways, let's continue. And hey there. So, dude, that is cool as shit. I want that in my life. The ability to just like you have your adjust it with like your fingers and stuff like that. Man, it's great. Especially like you don't have to pair it with just the glasses. You could pair it with like the phone, right? So if your phone is playing music and it's in your pocket, I know you can use like your AirPods and tune it, but that would be cool. Yeah, imagine that, but with the phone. I think the AirPods have, you gotta like reach for the ears and stuff. By wearing like an Apple Watch or something, right? They can incorporate in there, like the mini gestures. Maybe they have that, I'm not 100% sure, but that functionality is awesome. And also, let's give credit where credit is due again. Meta's AI just did everything better than Siri. You know, you guys know Siri, the thing on your iPhone. I mean, the AI on Meta's thing is doing pretty good. Siri is low-hanging fruit. I mean, you know how Apple fucking touts its Apple Intelligence every fucking WWDC now, right? I mean, oh my god. I love fucking insulting Siri. It's so funny.
Debug that later. You know,
I hopefully you don't get audio muted for that, but we'll see. Okay, so 57 minutes.
You practice these things like 100 times, and then you know you never know what's gonna happen.
I promise you, no one is more upset about this than I am, because this is
the next demo.
To debug why this didn't work on the stage.
We'll take a video later, and
That's right.
We'll show the video that way. All right. So
sorry,
what should we show? So we talked about conversation focus earlier, and how now with the Ray-Ban Metas, they're going to be able to turn up the volume on a friend. But with the display, you can do even better. You can put subtitles on the world.
You set it up?
So yeah, you want to check this out?
Yeah, let me get it going right now.
All right.
We're ready for it.
Okay, now...
Bro, this beautiful camera, dude. Look at this. Look at this beautiful picture. Anyways.
I don't know about you. When I watch TV...
Oh, we had it. I accidentally exited. That's my fault. That's my fault.
It's all good.
Okay, we're good now.
It's really live.
Very
That's how we prove it's live.
Yeah, okay. So now, like I was saying...
Dude. Okay. Hey, what's up, Cobra Chicken? Welcome to the stream. Crispy. Yeah, very crispy video, guys. Boss throw. For real, bro. What the hell Boss doing, man? He's fucking up the apps, man. He's exiting out his shit. But, okay. This live captioning is pretty sick, too. Because sometimes you got... I mean... Mark has to keep doing live demos forever. I'm gonna talk about the live demo thing. I'm gonna explain why I'm having so much fun with this. But I feel like the litmus test of checking if this subtitling feature works is to give the glasses to XQC and see if it works and see if you can translate what he's saying. have your own thoughts about XQC, but man, his English is like so hard to understand, dude. He like needs subtitles, man.
When I watch TV, I pretty much always have the subtitles on. I can hear fine, but I find that it just makes it easier to follow along. But if you have an issue hearing, then I think that this is going to be a game changer.
Yeah, I agree. And it's also cool. It can do translation. So if I'm talking to somebody who speaks a different language than me, I'll get a translation in my native
translation.
language.
Good. I was going to say that in a second.
Real-life subtitles.
There you go. All right, should we show the camera?
We got to show the camera. For everyone who loves the Ray-Ban Metas, the number one request we get is the ability to see the picture before they take it, and also after they take it, before they share it.
Okay.
And finally, with the viewfinder, we have a chance to do it. Should we show them?
Let's do it. All right, so let me just go ahead and
So what's this
pull
again? I actually
up
didn't see
the
this one.
Camera. I got a lot of missed calls
Which
from
one
you.
was the?
Yeah.
I was
Nah, bro. Okay, yeah, he's a good sport for that. He's playing it off as a joke. Okay, I,
I was
like
trying
that.
to call you.
What happened?
Were you busy?
Yeah, you know, all right. All right, what's your ticket? You got some sick shoes, man.
Some Alex Alpert Oakley's
Yeah,
here.
there you go. All right. I'll take some photos. You know what?
Damn,
Go ahead and take a
crispy ass
video
photos,
just because
bro.
We missed that opportunity before.
Thank you.
Say hi. You want to wave? All right, there you go.
Here, I got something to show them.
yeah, you want to show the case?
So the
Show
charging
show
case for the
case.
glasses
This thing's
folds
pretty
nice
cool.
and flat,
Yeah.
fits in your pocket, fits in your bag, and
Nice.
then look at that.
Oh,
Pops open.
yo, look at
Yeah.
that
Fits in your
move,
pocket,
bro.
fits in your bag, and then look at that.
Damn.
Pops open.
He pulled that shit out of nowhere. He's like, yo, I'm gonna flick this out. God damn. Fucking smooth as hell, man. We can already do about. Hey, Cobra. Wait, do you mind elaborating more? Like, I'm not really into the glasses sphere in terms of tech, so it would be. You can already do this with glasses. I'm sorry. Like, I'm just curious. Like, what kind of? I know there's like the N reels. That's one of them, but yeah. I'd like to know. I know you can do this with phones in some way, shape, or form, but yeah, I'd like to know like what's the current state. Oh, in VR. Okay. Yeah. Of course you can definitely do it in that case. I'll talk about that in a second. Let me just finish the demo here.
For charging mode.
Yeah, there you go. All right, so I just take photos really simply, and then I can just, go ahead and you can just browse through them and look at them.
All right. Okay, we go.
It's
Huh?
Wait, so can he see it?
yeah. So there you go. It's a nice high-resolution display that you
That's
can
what my-
totally do video chats
Absolutely.
or watch the videos that you've taken on your camera.
That's what my face would have looked like had the video call gone through.
All right. Well, anyhow, that was a pretty good speed run. 4 to 5.
Let's see if that's it.
That's about what you can get.
Yes,
all
that's
right,
it,
so
okay.
see you in a minute.
All right, so those are all the demos for the meta. I watched the rest of the stream. If you guys have like any timestamps that you guys want to look at, I'd be happy to go to them. Okay, let me go back to. Let me turn on the music here. Okay, so let me just read the chat here. I use an AI ASR model in VR when I hang around JP. Okay, fair enough. This is old. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing, right? With these technologies and what Meta is pushing out, the hardware, that wristband is really nice. I'm not gonna lie. That could be incorporated into your Apple Watch or something. I think they have those gestures too. But nevertheless, it's cool. So when it comes to that, I find it very interesting. And it's not just like what Meta's doing with the hardware. It's what you can do with the hardware as a programmer. Like you say AI model in VR, right? But this is taking it out of VR and pushing it more into the real world. Like you have your phone for live translation, right? But it's, making it more convenient, having these devices. And the next thing you know, it's all going to get consolidated at some point into just the glasses, right? So it can do everything you need it to do. We're going to go like from the clunky VR headset, which is more for immersive content. We're going to go into more real world content that goes smaller. They just steal our ideas. Oh man, companies have a long history of stealing ideas over and over again, dude. Like, you guys know when jailbreaking was a thing back on Apple and iPhone, people, Apple just hired developers and just took ideas from jailbroken tweaks and put it in iOS. Like, it's everywhere, right? People steal open source ideas all the fucking time. Oh my god. I'm thinking about when I'd want to actually use these, maybe translation while, yeah, that's the main thing, translation while traveling, right? I want to ask you guys, right? Do you guys ever watch with subtitles on the screen for some movies? I personally do, even if it's like an English movie. Oh, we got an ad starting soon. Okay, I'll just finish my point. I think like in an English movie, sometimes I watch with subtitles because sometimes it's hard to understand or hear what's going on. In like a movie theater, it becomes difficult. Yeah, okay, so a lot of you guys agree. That's good. I'm not weird, okay. I mean, I know with anime, I watch subtitles all the time because sub over dub. Yo, Poopachu, thanks for the sub, bruh. Much appreciated, man. Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you so much for giving the sub. You're not going to see any ads anymore, so that's great. But yeah, audio mixing is scuff on movies. I watch anime with subtitles. Depends on the dub. I watch anime with subtitles when 1.5, 1.75. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair, right? And it also, yeah, I'm not a big dub fan personally, just for anything. I like the sub. That's just me, right? I mean, dub, you know, they do a good job. A lot of people like dub. I'm just a big sub fan. That's just me. I grew up watching subtitles, especially with Indian movies. So yeah. Okay, we got an ad break, so I'm just gonna keep yapping about this. We could talk about sub versus dub. For those of you guys who subscribe, for those of you guys at Twitch Turbo, thank you guys for supporting me and shooting through the ads. Thank you guys for going through the ads and watching that bullshit. If you're on Twitter, and you don't gotta worry about ads, but you don't got chat, so that's the unfortunate part. I will go back and selectively watch powerfully emotion scenes in an anime dub for the acting, like Alex Lee and Solo Leveling. Okay, fair enough. I mean, I just, you know, consume the anime one and done for the most part. I do reread manga a lot, and I also did rewatch one anime, and but there's just so much anime to consume that I'm more of like a one and done person. But yeah, dub people do their share. They do a good job. Sometimes good, sometimes bad, you know. Except when you're stoned as shit and can't bring yourself to get out of bed to move the folded clothes that are blocking the subtitles. Then dub for the win. But yeah, I mean, it takes all kinds to make a world, right? And some people like dubbed, some people like subbed. I don't think it's like, if you like dubbed, you should be shaming people for liking dubbed anime. I don't think that's really helpful. I don't watch a lot of dubs because I started recognizing people who've taken classes from it. Pulls me out of the... Dude, yeah, like when it's... Oh, man. When I started doing AI, I used AI for, like, you know, roleplay stuff because I found it to be pretty cool. And then I started working on it. I started looking at the character prompting and everything. And then all of a sudden, I'm like, uh-oh, the magic is gone. Oh, no. So I'm like... Nowadays, I'm just coding the stuff so people can do RP and whatever the fuck they want with LLMs. Oh my gosh, but yeah. Alright, ad break's over. So, let's go over Ghost Stories. Dub is the best one. Oh my... Man, I remember, like... Posture check, thank you. I'm actually sitting in my chair nice and straight, so we're good. Also, if you guys have any ideas for channel point rewards or, you know, band names or anything like that, just join my Discord and suggest it there if you guys are interested. So yeah, no longer shrimping. I wasn't shrimping. I have a good chair that allows me to keep my back nice and straight. Thank you very much. I prefer dubs on One Punch Man. Okay, I got a litmus test for you guys, okay? Did you guys like One Punch Man Season 2? I know Season 1 was goated. That shit was good. But what about Season 2? What do you guys think about that? I'm asking the chat here. I'm doing a little litmus test with you guys. We're gonna see if you guys are true fans. Can't remember. Okay, so that's one. I didn't know Season 2 existed. Mephi, good. Stay away. Stay away from Season 2. Oh, yeah, Season 3 is out. Yeah, dude. Season 3 is said to be bad as well, man. Oh, man, I don't want to watch it. I know there's like that... I don't know. I feel like One Punch Man kind of deviated from like, oh, here's the One Punch guide. So like there's like 50 different fucking heroes and you gotta know every single timeline. That's just me. I know a lot of people love One Punch Man for its current stuff that's going on, but I kind of dropped it for the time being, at least the manga. And I also didn't really like Season 2 of the anime either. But yeah. Oh my gosh. But yep. That is indeed how the cookie crumbles on that front. Season 3 is out though, and it's... From what I've heard, it's pretty ass, but I only watch anime when it's completed, so... I like it if you need something to watch. That's fair. Yeah, that's very fair. Okay. So my Apple Pencil should be... My pencil should be charged... Okay, we're good. My pencil should be charged now. Yep, how much battery does it have? 21%. Okay, we're good, we good, guys, we good. My iPad's 45% though, so we're gonna run with that. Okay. So let's talk about the overall result of this. I want you guys in chat. Have you ever watched the series of Spawn? No, I haven't. But I do want you guys in chat to tell me which one is better. Do you guys like the Apple Tech demos or like the Apple Tech videos? Or do you like this meta presentation? Just on the presentations and the demos alone, which one do you guys prefer? Do you like meta or do you like Apple, what they currently do? If you guys don't know, you know, Apple does all of its events in video format now. They basically just record a movie and then play it next, like, when the event date is supposed to happen. I mean, Apple as a product and advertising is GOAT. Yeah, it is. It's really good. Meta's a bit more amusing. You see, so yeah, I'm getting mixed results here. A lot of people are, some of you guys are saying Apple's good. Some of you guys are saying, you know, Meta is amusing. So I personally prefer the Meta presentation, even with its tech fails and all. And the reason why is because it's more authentic. And unfortunately, authenticity is more risky. Exactly, it's more approachable to the consumer. Like, hey, shit's gonna fuck up and we'll fix it before it comes out, basically. And they're probably gonna publish a follow-up video saying like, hey, here's the thing, here's the feature that actually works properly, and we fixed all the bugs. It's like with Windows 11, right? People use it begrudgingly, but yeah, not good to see. I remember like back in 2022, the Facebook stock plummeted because of like the Meta Horizon demo where they showed like that goofy ass Zuckerberg avatar. And the stock like tanked so much, and now it's like probably fine. I don't know, I don't follow the stocks too much. I mainly just like looking at the tech. But yeah, that's fair about the shareholder outcomes, Buchu. That's 100% fair about the shareholders. Like, you gotta think about them too. So, let's talk about tech videos. So tech videos versus demos. So tech videos are safe, right? So they're very safe. They're pre-recorded. They're tested. And that's pretty much it. So it's good for investors. Tech demos are risky, but as Maddie said, they're more authentic. So there'd probably be an increased amount of interest if the risk pays off. Right? So the risk is like the demo's gonna fail. And it always depends on how you handle the demo failure in that case. I haven't really seen a demo fail like that in a long time. But yeah, like, it's risky, it pays off, but it will drive more organic interest towards the product, because it's more like an average person using the damn thing versus, you know, a pre-recorded video. Like, here's what happens when you... Oh, shit. Here's what happens when you go to WWDC or, like, the Apple events now, right? Or you're, like, getting invited as a press conference. You take a plane, right? You take a plane, go all the way to California. You go to Cupertino, and then you sit in an auditorium. This is like a chair, and there's the person sitting here. I can't draw, I'm sorry. And then there's the screen with all the information. That's what you see at an Apple event nowadays. And, dude, why the fuck would I go all the way just so I could, you know, watch something on a screen? I personally don't understand the point of it. So, yeah, I mean, that's why the live stuff is pretty cool. I'm going to see a show, essentially, rather than, you know, going to see a video I could just watch at home. I believe the reason people go is just, like, test drive the new things. But especially, and all, like, the developer panels and stuff with WWDC. Because WWDC is the conference, right? So it's an actual conference. You know, you get to speak with other developers. You get to talk to Apple employees there. But I don't know. I feel like, you know, the main thing is the keynote. This is one thing I like about the medical industry, right? So we have, like, the med industry. Most conferences in the medical industry are over in person. So you go to the event, you present, you talk with other people there. And then also, you know, you can also have Zoom webinars as well at conferences. I'm very into medical conferences, if you can't tell. So that's what I like about the med field in that regard, because I always say the med area is one generation behind the technology. So they're not like making republished videos or anything like that. They're just, you know, talking about the stuff that they like. Okay, let me actually read the chat before I talk about my personal experience, but okay, let's see. Probably not, but Zuck doesn't care. Very happy Meta shareholder, but I never worked there. That's 100% fair, Cobra. Shows confidence in the product, but when it fails, it looks bad for sure, but demos are more exciting. Yeah, that's what I think too, right? I'd like to see Tim Cook stumble around with a VR headset. They used to do that, right? They used to do all that shit at WWDC. They used to show, like, all the MacBook, like, all of the different APIs and stuff like that. Where is that, man? That was so cool. I'm sorry, but I'm just fanboying right now, but it was so fucking cool. Thanks for the follow, Cobra. My follower widget's a bit fucked up right now. Don't worry about it. But I found that's so interesting back in the day. And do you guys remember, I had this pop up my YouTube recommended, right? And it was an interview. It was one of those, you know, Apple events from like 2008. And you know who was there 2008, right? Mr. Steve Jobs. His presentations could just get me interested in whatever the fuck he was talking about. I don't know. I'm just a fanboy, a little bit of a fanboy, but dude, the way that a presenter carries themselves just permeate the entire stage and just made it so cool. I don't know what's a dev anymore, but I'm always roaming the dev section on here for interesting projects. Well, maybe this can inspire you to look at mobile stuff, who knows? But I personally find like mobile dev very interesting. The ecosystem, right? You use React Native, you use Swift, Androids, components like Jetpack or Kotlin, all that garbage. I personally work on iOS, so I don't really know much about Android, but yeah, so mobile is a very interesting field compared to web. It's a very different field, and web nerds want to push like the notion that, oh, progressive web apps are gonna take over the world, when in reality, they fucking take up your memory rather than taking up the world. Like, they max out your RAM. So that's its own thing, but, you know, to each their own. I like native better than web, personally, but yeah. If I can't use C#, I get mad. Oh, my friend, I know way too many programming languages. I mean, if you're using Unity, you'd use C#. You'd use C#, that's for sure. I actually like, controversial opinion, I know, but I like TypeScript the most, just because it is super flexible. That's it. JavaScript is too obscure for me. TypeScript is very nice for me. Unity-centric, yeah, that makes sense. So that's why I use C# all the time. But yeah, nevertheless. So let me just go over my personal experience, right? So I've been to conferences, I've presented many times, and I presented a research project, right? It was similar to what the Meta Tech demo was. I presented like my VR app to a crowd at a small conference. This is like school, not like the ones I usually go to. So it was a small conference, you know, just like a bunch of professors. And it was just like mostly, hey, here's some like research that we did. And then my friend and I go up on stage and we're presenting like this crazy ass VR project, bro. Like it's cool. So I'm the one demoing it because I, you know, know way more about programming than my friend. And I'm the one using the VR headset, the Quest 2. And there was like this bug, right, that I programmed it because I was like on kind of a time crunch. So I picked up like an item and it showed like the Tyrannosaurus Rex primarily ate plants. I accidentally copy and pasted a description for a chicken with the Tyrannosaurus Rex. So it's like, it's an herbivore. And my friend is like, wait a minute, that doesn't sound right. I'm like, oh shit. So we played it off. It was a funny moment, but yeah, it showed like the technology and how it could evolve. So obviously this is like a, you know, college level thing. It's not something like what Meta did, is releasing a product to the world, but it brings the authenticity. And afterwards, a lot of people asked so many questions to me, like, what are you gonna do? How is it gonna grow? And it really brought that thought process forward. And moments like that really cement that type of conference in people's minds. Late comment, but I think it's hard to compare early 2000s to Apple releases innovation to what you see today. Apples to oranges. Yeah, I'm not necessarily talking about like the innovation. I'm more so talking about the presentation cadence, right? Like how the people on stage presented themselves and how they presented their products. Something that's understandable to the consumer, right? Versus like a video that feels like kind of out of touch. That's why a lot of people nowadays are like, is Apple really doing anything? Is like, it seems so distant. I mean, I feel like if somebody went up on stage and announced that their iPhone 17, I don't know, maybe more people would like think different about it, right? Versus like, what is with these video presentations? It's no longer COVID. Why do we have all these video things? Dude, if you were introducing the iPhone for the first time, you would be like, yeah, bro, dude. That presentation was legendary. Especially when like, I feel like the latest introduction to the Apple lineup was like the Vision Pro. And that received like mixed reception. Even before the price drop, man, I was in a call with a few friends and they were just like, the fuck is this for? The only thing exciting for me right now is computer vision. Fair. Yeah, I mean, there's more things for me that are exciting. I'm excited about LLMs. I'm excited about AI, app development improvements, you know, the further improvements in web dev and how we're making web a much more interactive platform. That's another thing. But computer vision is definitely one aspect that's very interesting. Yesterday on stream, I talked a lot about radiology and how computer vision was used to see microstrokes, right? So very small strokes in the brain from radiographic MRIs of, you know, brain blood vessels in there, and it's really difficult. They're like thousands of computer vision models are being dropped. Yeah, so yeah, exactly. So it's one of those renaissance things. That's pretty sick though. It's really good to see that computer vision is taking over, just like LLMs, just like, I mean, diffusion is kind of petering out, I'm not gonna lie. And I also don't like diffusion as much. So LLMs are cool. Speech models are kind of pushing out. And then there's also, you know, video models that are kind of trickling out. I think the video movement is going with the proprietary, but the open, it's there. It's because of drones. Oh, yeah, drones could. That makes sense actually. Yeah, I like your thinking. Yeah, drones are definitely good for computer vision. Drones for, you know, video taking purposes, and drones for other purposes. If you guys know what the other means, yeah, that place. I'm not gonna say it here because I don't know what the fuck the TOS is, but yes, offline drone use. Maddie! No! Stop, bro. Bro, really out here saying that, bro? That's crazy. Okay. Offline drone use is good, though. I mean, we always talk about local, right? So that's nice, yeah. I feel like, you know, when it comes to offline, it's really helpful for privacy. But in the health, we all know why no reason to say it, yeah. We all know in, like, the health... I'm gonna drag it back to health real quick. In, like, the health perspective, right? Having a private model is, like, gold for people. Because, you know, how HIPAA exists in hospitals, right? So, having a private model that can do things is pretty fucking sick. So, because it won't be able to leave the hospital in that sense. But yeah. So, basically, circling back to the tech demo thing, I really wish we have more of the Steve Jobs type of presenters. Like, you see, I mean, in terms of live presenters, you see, like, NVIDIA and AMD presenting at Computex, for example. Remember, you guys remember, like, the more you buy, the more you save. The more you buy, the more you save. Like, Jensen Huang saying that shit in response to, like, the 5090 costing, like, $2,000 fucking dollars. So he's just saying that, like, over and over again, trying to cope. But, yeah, like, product announcements. Why not just demonstrate the product on, like, a... What is it? Why not demonstrate the product on, like, a test bench and just show what it can do? I don't know. I mean, maybe I'm asking for too much, right? Maybe I'm asking for too much. Cover Chicken said, I got an 8B F16 that can run on my phone locally at 14 tokens per second, rips battery. Yeah, that is how AI models work. If you use a quantized model, I think Llama CPP, you know, you quantize it to GGUF, it'll use less RAM and probably less battery in that sense. The CPU will probably still be the same, though. Or maybe less. I'm not sure. I have never used AI on a phone before. I've only used it on my fat-ass computer, so that's fine. It's a 3.4 Llama Cross Dolphin distilled. Okay, yeah. Dolphin is a very interesting model. It's just hella fucking censored, but it's probably okay for Assistant. I don't know. I've had, like, mixed opinions on Dolphin. I know the creator of it. I mean, I just have mixed opinions on the model itself. Because everyone wants to know about my hemorrhoid diagnosis. Dude, I know Maddie knows a lot about this as well, and Hika as well, if they're both still here. There are companies that try and buy patient data for training things, right? It's just, I don't know. I mean, yeah, I am never here. That's crazy, bro. Wow, how do you do me like that, man? That's crazy. But yeah, you guys probably know about all of the companies that are trying to, like, buy out health data from hospitals because, you know, using it in studies or new technology that could improve things. So that's one concern when it comes to HIPAA, right? Are you willing to give up your data to these big companies, like your private health information? And I remember I was with the fellow VTuber, Lev Velopor, very good friend of mine, psychiatrist, and we were talking about a way that LLMs are trained, and one way that the test model was trained was by fine-tuning off of real-life therapy conversations that are shared educationally. And this is, you know, something that could be concerning because these are real-life conversations for when people are super vulnerable. And they just feeding into AI without any idea it's going to work well. Yeah, I mean, that is research, right? So that is what they do. That is how training works. It's like, throw it on the wall and see what sticks. Yeah, I'm not sure if you guys were here for the inbred merged model era of LLMs, but that was one of the things. I was trying to figure out the science behind it, The answer was that it's literally not science at all. You just merge two models together and see if it fucking works. It was so cooked back in the day. Oh my god. Let me scroll through chat here. I say the average person would find a 16B 20k context convincing enough. Again, depends on like the 16B itself, right? But yeah, I'd say that's fair. With the right context, the right prompting, there's a lot that goes into, you know, getting a good response versus just like, oh, here's the model, go nuts. So yeah. Oh, you know a lot about HIPAA, Pooperchu. Okay, interesting. That's cool. Okay, so yeah, as those who are HIPAA pilled, I mean, I'm in the medical field, so HIPAA pilled is a thing. I need to follow it every day. I'm in the hospital. I don't want to go back. But yeah. HIPAA is a very interesting beast. I got scam texted a few calls earlier this year from someone pretending to be my PCP. Bro, I've got scam emails from my school email, bro. I don't know how the fuck they got there, but everyone in my school got a scam emailed. And it was just like, what the fuck is this? Oh, man. I also got emails from, like, DMV. Like, oh my god, your license is gonna expire. Your license is gonna expire. Oh my god. Oh, okay, so you used to dev for an insurance company. HIPAA is just enforced security with real consequences? Oh, yeah, believe me. With his full names and everything, like, fuck off. Yeah, dude. Hello, this is Michael from Microsoft. Oh, sorry. Hello, this is Michael from Microsoft. I'm just here to look at your Windows update. It seems like you had a virus installed on your computer. We're gonna try and get your money back, okay? We're just gonna use the refund system. So could you just, you know, do these steps for me? Thank you. Do not redeem. No, that's the perfect thing to say. I compare it to melting down metal in a big glowing ball. You'll never get the this is in terms of AI models. You'll never get the exact piece of metal melted back out, but the more it's fed, the better it might come back out as something different. That's correct, right? 100% correct. And it's like, you know, people use different models and they use different combinations of post-processing or prompt engineering. So it's not just the model. I always like to push that when people have problems with my software. They're like, oh my god, the model sucks. I'm like, no, it's not the model. Your fucking sampler settings are God knows where, and I'm just like sitting here. Your sampler settings are God knows where. Your prompt is God knows what. I don't know what the hell this is trying to ask for. So maybe you should probably look at the samplers and the prompt rather than blaming the model all the time, or blaming me, the backend developer, that the model doesn't work. Sorry, a little vet came out, but yeah. HIPAA gets serious when there's a $5 million fine, and all of a sudden standard dev practices matter. Dude, the people working at Epic are so doomed, man. Oh gosh, but yeah. So hopefully, I mean, do you guys have anything you want to add in tech demos versus tech videos? Because I personally want to see more of these, right? Even though, you know, it's risky, you might fail, or it's like a live demo, right? I want to see something, even if it's like, sorry, one second. Even if it's like the most basic feature that you're trying to showcase, just show it to me and play the video for the more advanced features. I want to see the raw enthusiasm from the developers, because those are the people who made the damn thing. Developer, CEO, whatever. That's like with most startup presentations, right? They don't have the money to make crazy ass videos. They just like, oh yeah, here's our thing. Yeah, you want it? Buy it. Invest in us. Get some serious funding. Disclaimer, I don't know at all how computer science investing works, so if you guys want to educate me, please do. But yeah, that's what I think. That's what I think in terms of tech demos. We need more of them, right? It's good. Just put AI in the title, easy fun. Man. Money will always push for pre-recorded videos. Yeah, I mean, I'd love a hybrid approach. Like, for example, with the live demo. Hey, Zozo, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. But yeah, pre-recorded videos are good for like the complex stuff. Like we could do a little split here, right? So we have a product and we have like the simple features. Let's say like the glasses, for example, the Meta glasses. Okay, and the simple features were like the wristband and the message typing. So these are ones that were known to work. Right? That was cool. But then the complex features, like the live AI stuff, obviously that's not going to work in a live setting, So it might be better to do that as a video, right? And do these as like a live demo. I'm gonna be talking about wearables. Yeah, we're talking about the Meta Connect event. I don't know if you saw the stream for it, but basically we talked about the demos that went on, and we're talking about like how I personally kind of want more of these live tech demos than before, like some sort of hybrid type of thing if companies want to play it safe. I saw a post earlier today. This hospital wants nurses to reuse insulin auto inject. Oh god, I have many thoughts about hospitals in some parts. Why would you reuse an auto injector? In what fucking universe would you do that? What? I mean, if you're changing the needle, that's a different story, but I don't think that's possible with these things. Yeah, of course this is in America. This is America. Most of us are from America. I don't know if you guys are. I don't know if a lot of you guys are from here, but most of the existing people in chat are here. But yeah, it should be replaceable in that case if you're using an auto injector, man. Jesus Christ. Oh my god. Yeah, I don't even want to think about what could happen. You guys know that you guys know that, like, you know, needle use, like Hep B, for example, can be transferred by needle use, right? Like, gotta be careful, bro. Hospitals will ask nurses to assign one pen to a specific pit. Okay. Ah, man. Do they not know? Like, there's bacteria on skin, and the bacteria is not exactly, like, the same all the time? Like, come on, man. Just use the ad real quick. One and done. Man, that... I don't get it. I mean... Don't the needles get dull? Well, yeah, of course they will. There's obvious friction on the skin. Probably the nurses in chat will know more about this than me, because I haven't put a needle in anyone just yet. But yeah, they do get dull. I have had many needles put in me before, through therapy and diagnostic cases, but yeah. That's the fun stuff. But yeah, as to answer Zozo's question, you know, we went on a lot of talks about the meta thing, tech demos, and now we're just talking about, like, you know, medical stuff. But yeah, in terms of the streamer, like, who had like a crazy ass enthusiastic game stream last night, that was Zozo. So if you want to follow her, please do. Makes great content. Anyways, I sent it to Rico and his wife to get a real nurse's comment. Okay, I'd ask Rico to ping me on Twitter or something. I'd like to hear from him as well, what he thinks. Hope that was a Team America World Police reference. No, people in America just say America fuck yeah all the time, right? Yes, that probably was where it came from. I don't know the actual source, though. Nevertheless, I'd assume most of you new people in chat aren't from America. That's what I'd say, because I'm from America, right? So you can probably tell by my accent. But yeah, I am a red-blooded, living American dude. This dumbass monemy on the screen is just a facade, if you guys don't know. Oh shit, the lo-fi playlist is already over. Switch that. Okay, so yeah. Alright, so what do you guys want to do? I did want to talk about something. And this is something that, you know, is relating to the Windows discussion we had yesterday. Let's talk about Linux. Right, do you guys want to talk about Linux? Are you guys interested in hearing about Linux? Because I want to talk about, specifically, Linux for me. Me being, like, I'm on Windows right now, right? And a lot of people are saying, hey, you should switch to Linux, you should switch to Linux. It's a much better thing, it's a much better experience. And a lot of people are saying it's the year of the Linux desktop now because Windows 11 is getting enshittified, which it kind of is, especially with the localhost bullshit. But Windows 11 has been doing really, really good for me. Oh no, my friend, this is not containerized context whatsoever. This is, like, what would happen if I switched to Linux with my current setup, with all the current stuff I do? Who gives a shit about Linux UI? A lot of people, right? Let's just go on Reddit, for example. Let me find it. Linux corn. Where is it? Linux corn. Linux corn. I'm gonna censor myself. Here we go. A lot of people care about UI on Linux. You see? Oh, okay, well, that's... okay, bro. I love how people are good sports about this, too. The Rice's peak. Yeah, so people, you know, make their Linux setup look pretty beautiful and stuff like that. 9 out of 10. Yeah, it's the best. This is the best Linux UI, by the way. Yeah. Oh, okay. Just FYI, I see this on Instagram all the time. Some people don't wash their fucking rice. I'm sorry, but you are disgusting if you don't. Wash your damn rice, for crying out loud. Anyways. There's like that one dude who's like shouts "wash your rice" at the top of his lungs, and he's like, "Wash your rice! What are you doing, you dumbass?" I don't know if you guys use Instagram or anything. I wonder how many Linux users are vegan. Okay. Not washing rice is a sin. Some people wash chicken. You should be washing. What do you mean some people? I mean, by washing, don't put fucking soap and water in your chicken. Like, use running water, for crying out loud. I know, I've seen the TikToks of people, you know, washing their chicken with soap and water. That's okay. Don't do that, please. It's pretty much an equivalent to the Tide Pod challenge, except just less intense. And who gives a shit about Linux UI that has ever been a professional dev? Okay, yes. I actually, that Poopachu, if you actually saw my stream yesterday, I actually talked a lot about that. But let's first go over what I use Windows for. So what do I even use Windows for? Right? So I have 2 PCs, right? I have 2 computers. I have my MacBook, and I have my Windows PC. I also have a Linux server, right? If you run a server, it's no-brainer, just use Linux. That's kind of an easy thing to say. But I use my Mac for work, documents, word processing, right? Word, Excel, whatever. I use my Mac a lot for coding. So I code one of my LLM backends there. I do a lot of web dev there. I do app dev there. And I don't know, that's pretty much it. For Windows, I use it for gaming. I use it for streaming, just how I'm talking to you guys right now. I also use Windows for code that requires GPU. So I develop my AI software that uses NVIDIA CUDA. So I have to use my Windows PC to develop it. So that's one thing. And surprisingly, it's my most popular repo, so I keep that up to date. Yeah, exactly. Certain projects, right? So code, GPU. I also use it for video editing. Right? So if you go to my YouTube, right, I have all of my shorts there. I edit all of my shorts by myself and schedule post them throughout the week. So I use my Windows PC to do that. I use Premiere Pro on there. I'll say what you will about Adobe. I haven't had the incentive to move off yet, so I'm staying on it. Video editing. And for Mac, basically all of this stuff, except the code, is going to be here. Actually, not even the gaming part. Hold on. So just the streaming and the video editing. When I'm away, if you probably saw my streams like back in June, I was away. I was not like where I am right now. So I will be doing streaming and video editing on my MacBook instead of Windows. So there's not too much that happens on my Windows machine. You guys can probably see that, right? I game, I stream, I code with my GPU code, and I video edit. I want to pose the question. Number one, let me write this down actually. Number one, how many computers do you guys have? And then number two, what do you do? I'd love to hear from the CS bros, like Poopachu, Cobra Chicken, ZeroX, Mephi, Zozo, all those people. Like, and just in general, what do you guys do on your computer? Right? And how many computers do you guys own? Do you guys own a laptop and a desktop? Do you just own a desktop? Do you just own a laptop? What do you think? What do you think? So I'll just keep that in your mind and feel free to answer however you want, or don't answer at all. It's up to you. 2 MacBooks, 1 gaming PC. We'll skip older computers. 2 laptops and 2 PCs. Enterprise resource splitting. Okay, so you do that on your computer. Does procrastinate personal project count? Mostly play Yaoi game. Okay. Okay, Zozo has a very interesting one. She mostly plays Yaoi games. Sounds good. Alright. 3 laptops, 1 PC. So you guys got 2 laptops and 1 PC, 3 PCs, 3 Wow. Oh my fucking god. You guys got way more computers than I do. God damn. Like, I just have these 2, bro. What the fuck? I just only have these 2 things. You guys have 3 laptops? You guys have 3 laptops? You guys have 3 PCs? 2 laptops and 1 what the fuck are you using that shit for, man? Oh, it's because of your old stuff. Okay, I was more so asking like, what are you doing now? But that's fair too. Okay. I was scared for a second. What the fuck? I have one PC. That's what I'm saying. I'm doing it wrong. Oh, we got an ad. Shit, I didn't skip it. All right, we got an ad break coming up. But yeah, sorry guys for the ads. I'll just stop talking and talk about something else until we, get to finishing the ad. But let's just keep yapping until it starts. One old college laptop does VA stuff. One current college laptop. Okay, gotcha. I also got a main PC, a capture PC, and a laptop and a NAS. Damn, you got a full ass streaming setup. God damn. My okay, we're back to ads, but my capture PC is my PC. I mean, technically, I could use my MacBook as a streaming PC because I have a capture card, right? But who has the time for that, My Alienware PC that I don't know what to do with, and my current gaming PC. Sounds good. Yeah, so I guess talk about this later. I don't make public content. Okay, fair. I mean, honestly, you could make public content at that point. My new laptops on i9, 36 gigabytes for personal, M3 Pro with 36 gigs for work, and fat ass PC out use. Haha. Okay. Okay, wait, where's my... Hold on. Let me just open up GoodNotes again. My fault. There we go. Okay. It's mostly for profiling. Okay, sweet. Yeah, I mean, genuinely, with the setup you have, you could literally be a small content creator in your own home. That's the crazy part. I know people that have PCs, right? And the PC has like 10 GPUs, and they're all 5090s, which cost like about $2,000 MSRP each. And very likely, they paid like close to $3,000 for each. So that's like $30,000 in one fucking computer. That's just the GPUs, bro. That's not even the CPU, the motherboard, whatever. That's so unnecessary. Why not just rent GPUs? I mean, renting think about it, right? People buy all these GPUs because, it's like a static investment. Power is a different thing, but renting a GPU, your money is essentially evaporated. I personally rent GPUs whenever I want to quantize stuff, but I have my own 3090 just to run stuff locally and develop. Because if I'm developing on cloud GPUs, if I'm developing and testing my software, then it's going to cost a lot of money to do so. So yeah. I'm a power engineer, so usually profile usage to Oh, I see. Okay, good to know. Mephi said, 1 main PC plus 2 laptops I never use, 1 board PC for VPN connected to work, gaming, SSH Win Remote Desktop, LLM, TTS, STT, speech to text. Okay, tiny bit of coding. Okay. I just need to pay AWS when I need to scale or use real compute. Everything gets up there. Yeah. Most of my projects, like my Discord bots and parts of my website are on a DigitalOcean server. I have like a whole thing about server providers that I just fucking hate, but I run everything on DigitalOcean. They're pretty good. So yeah. Basically, the consolidated opinion of what you guys have is you guys have a PC and a laptop. At the very least. Like I have, right? At the very least. Like, Zozo is the minimum. Zozo and me are the minimum. Somebody like Cobra is the maximum. So yeah, I also have a NAS. I set it up on stream. I'm not sure if the VOD is still there, but yeah, I did build the NAS on stream. So most people have a PC or a laptop. And what most people do, they do programming between both. They also do gaming. I know there are some content creators, so we're gonna put CC here. And yeah, I mean, that makes sense for the demographic here, right? And I know Vix does art, because she's the lovely lady who made my emojis. I'm gonna write that down there too. But yeah, that's all of the usage patterns. And it's pretty similar for everybody, right? And also there's web browsing and stuff like old people do. One laptop sits there, the other is a media PC. Laptop is for coding. Desktop is worse than my laptop, so it's just storage. That's fair. I have 5.5 terabytes of storage in this desktop that I'm streaming on right now, so it's pretty nice to have. I might upgrade the drives at some point just to like something faster, but nevertheless. Okay, so let's talk about... Sorry, need to get a drink. So now, let me just erase this, okay? Now let's talk about how we can switch to Linux. Right, because a lot of people are telling me to switch to Linux. Let's take my Windows PC, because we can't switch from my Mac. I like my Mac. It's a great piece. It's a great piece of technology, and I'm not going to change it. So we're going to switch from my Windows PC to Linux. Okay? Okay. So, I want you guys... So let's write gaming. Streaming. Coding. With my GPU stuff. And vid editing. Also, like, thumbnails. Content creation in general. Okay, so... I want chat, while I write stuff down and think about it, I want chat to suggest things that could be used for Linux, like alternatives, stuff on Windows. So let me just give you guys perspective on the gaming part in a bit, but mainly let's talk about the other three, like streaming, coding, and video editing. In addition, what distro? What do I pick, right? There's so many out there. I talked about distro fragmentation yesterday, making it harder to make Linux accessible for people, but yeah, all the distro fragmentation makes it so difficult. I still have an SSD from middle school on my desktop. I have an SSD from high school just sitting there. I think I have an SSD from high school running in my desktop right now. Still don't know why it's an hour to add a bootable partition or a new bootable drive. Really? I mean, it's instant for me. I'm not sure. I run a 16 terabyte, use tier caching for my Optane drive. Everything is instant. Yeah, Optane drive is interesting. I know it's like the hardware disk cache thing. It's like a very, very specialized version. It's not like DRAM. I'm not sure how it works. Don't penalize me here. But yeah. I use Intel's Linux. Clear Linux has been pulled from the public though. Okay, yeah, fair. There's a lot of Linux distros because Linux is the kernel. Have you used the Linux before? Yeah, I've used Linux many times. Remember, I said before that I, have worked with the Linux kernel. I've worked with Android, I've built Android ROM, so I needed Linux for that, and I've used the Linux many times before. And I've had problems every single time that made me switch back to Windows. Yeah, partly the Linux UI, but also the fact that shit just kept breaking all the time. And this was like back in 2017. I think the most recent time I used Linux was to actually run Stable Diffusion on my ROCm, my AMD graphics card with Linux Mint. Only ask about you. Yeah. I've used Linux desktop before. I have. Yeah. So I'm very used to like GNOME. I'm used to KDE. I'm used to Cinnamon desktop, and a bunch of other stuff. Download VMware. Yeah. Okay. So let's just skip the VMware point. Like I understand like you can run in a virtual machine and stuff like that. I'm just trying to see like what distro would you choose for a desktop thing. I mean, there's one distro that's making the rounds right now, which is pretty fucking nice. I'm not gonna lie. Let me just look it up. I can't spell. Here we go. I can search on my thing. There we go. Oops. Okay, so we got... Yeah, Omarchy. Omarchy. Exactly. So, this is the one that's making the rounds right now. Is like this very easily configurable, works out of the box type of distro. So... I've used Arch before as well. Yeah, I've configured Arch from scratch from the command line. I didn't use Arch install. This was like before the time Arch install existed. So yeah. But Omarchy is one that I'm really looking into because A, the window management just looks so fucking cool. I want to try Hyperland. I've never tried Hyperland before, so I want to see how it feels compared to like GNOME and KDE. But yeah, so the distro I'd personally, try first is Omarchy. I'd also try Fedora, right? I've never really used Fedora before, but they're pretty stable from what I've read. They have like support for stuff like Btrfs, so I like Btrfs, right? BTRFS. It's a really good file system for B, and especially for my NAS, which has like only one drive, so it's really nice for that place. There's also, the Ubuntu and Debian flavors. I heard there's also like Bazite. But that's mainly like a gaming-focused OS, but apparently it's stable. Bazite, there's also CachyOS. I know my friend uses Manjaro. So yeah, and also another friend just uses straight up Debian. I'm probably not going to use this. It's way too annoying to set up. So yeah, Fedora was one of the first I used. That's cool. Stability first, active community just as important. I think all of these have like an active community in some form. Manjaro is an Arch derivative. Yes, it is. That's correct. It's supposed to be quote-unquote easier. Tails is the only one I've had on a jump drive. Okay, I guess a USB drive. Yeah, Tails OS is the one with like it's containerizes everything, right? If I remember correctly, it's like a very security-focused OS. It's funny how as soon as Linux gets a sliver of new users, the floodgates open for worms and viruses everywhere, and all of the corporate distros pack up and leave. I mean, that's fair. That's very fair. I don't know much about Tails OS, so I'm not gonna comment on the NSA spyware thing. I have no idea. But yeah. I feel that a corporate distro is gonna 100% back up and leave, right? They could just go away because like it's a corporate distro. Who the fuck's gonna want to use that? And yes, like I said on yesterday's stream, the reason why antivirus is so prevalent on Windows is because Windows has like 90-something% of the market share. Or sorry, like 89% of the market share. Mac has like a decent amount now, and that's why viruses tend to target Windows because everyone's on Windows. But yeah, void Linux. Okay. So, yeah, literally open source. That's so true. You'll get bugs all the time, man. But yeah, so I feel like for a distro, I just go with these two. Alright, so we'll go with like Omarchy and Fedora. Then Omarchy, Fedora, and maybe I just go with like CachyOS if I feel like Omarchy isn't that great. Because I like Arch. It's like the AUR is really nice. It does the job. I also really like APT with Ubuntu. That's a really good one as well. I love the package manager. I use it on my servers all the time. I think most people use Ubuntu server. I'm not sure what you guys in the enterprise field use, but Ubuntu server is really good. But yeah. So now let's say we decided on what package manager. APT. That's the package manager I really like personally. Okay, so let me bring up CachyOS here as another one. But we're gonna just erase everything except Omarchy and Fedora. Let's just say those are the two. Is that available anywhere? No. APT is used for Debian and Debian distribution. So Debian, Ubuntu. Like if you ever install an Ubuntu derivative distribution or a Debian derivative distribution, you'll be using APT, and that's like the majority of people start out with, right? So majority of people start out with Ubuntu. There's like this tweet here. Let me find my also Twitter profile. Oh wait, also my Twitter profile. Give me a follow if you guys want. King by first, same as Twitch. I'm definitely shilling myself. But let me scroll down to here. This was a good tweet. Linux uses in a nutshell. This distro sucks. Switches to Ubuntu. Ubuntu sucks. God knows what. There's a new kid in town. Installs Omarchy. Back to Ubuntu. It's user-friendly, though. This terminal is trash. GNOME terminal. Kitty. Alacrity. Ghosty. This desktop environment is bloated. GNOME. KDE. XFCE. Back to GNOME. DEs are too heavy. i3. BSWM. AwesomeWM. Hyperland. Back to GNOME. Old utils suck. Let's rewrite them in Rust. But LS just works. Ah, this theme is nice. Going back, and back. So yeah, that is essentially how Linux feels at times. I know you guys, like the MacBook. I love my MacBook too. It's great. But, let's go over what I could use. Okay, so for gaming, I see a lot of people say Linux gaming is better now. Valve has made it better. And to their credit, Valve has made it better. But Valve has made it better for single player. Not so much the multiplayer side of things, because that's all anti-cheat shit. So we're gonna put that in red. Okay, so anti-cheat is a problem. Okay. Then streaming. OBS works on Linux, I think, so we could just do OBS there. So that shouldn't be an issue. GPU and coding and stuff. That's no problem. Linux is actually better for coding than Windows, right? In general. I mean, Windows does the job, but Linux will do it better. Linux and Mac, if you have the hardware. Video edits and content creation. This is the part where I have the biggest issue with. I think video editing, you use DaVinci. That exists on Linux. Content creation, I'm gonna have to give up Photoshop, right? You have to use something like Inkscape. I don't know. There's also Krita. And then there's also GIMP. But GIMP fucking sucks. So yeah. Maybe there might be a way to use Wine. Can you edit images on Krita like you would with Photoshop? Enjoy 20% Vulkan overhead. Bro, I have a 3090. I think I'll be fine. Oh man, I love the memes where it's like, to use Vulkan, you have to write, to make a Vulkan triangle, you gotta write like 4,000 lines of code. it's funny as hell. But I feel like, something via Wine, maybe like Affinity. That's another thing. Krita has even worse editing features than even GIMP. Wow, that sucks. I mean, I don't really do art on... Yeah, so Affinity would be probably be the best option, but I'm not really sure. To be honest, like, I make most of my thumbnails in OBS anyway. I'm a lazy piece of shit, so yeah. That's how it works there. GIMP has the bell pepper. It's clearly better. But yeah, so there are a lot of things to use with Linux, right? All of these things here. Figma. Ooh, that's a good option, right? Figma is true. You're right, you're right. Thank you for bringing that up. Yeah, Figma is probably one of the better bets there. I know Figma is owned by Adobe now, if I remember correctly, so you're still using Adobe products. Influencers are saying DX11 Vulkan are par and DX12 is a mess up. Yeah, that's a lie. Yeah, they have web and native apps. I know, yeah. I remember seeing all that stuff. I've never used Figma before. I know it's like a UI designer. Photopea. Yeah, I heard Photopea can be a bit of a pain in the ass though, so... Sorry. I feel like Figma might be the better option. Yeah. Okay, so I'll keep that in mind. That was actually something I was stuck on when planning this out, trying to figure out like a possible Linux transition. So yeah, that's good. Okay. Let's talk about a bigger problem that's starting to crop up within the Linux community. And I know Cobra will have something to say about this because this is probably right up his alley in terms of stuff that fucking sucks. X11 versus Wayland. So we have a new fragmentation problem in the Linux space called Wayland. And so basically in Linux, there's two different types of display servers, right? This basically allows you to display stuff on your desktop. They're like the underlying component to what you see in Linux. So it's basically, we could just say it's code goes through the server and that goes to the desktop environment, right? This technically, you know, Wayland just works on my stream. Okay, I'm gonna bring up something that I've found. I'm not sure if it's actually true, but yeah. So code goes to server, goes to desktop environment, right? That's just a very simplified way of talking about it. But the main thing is that Wayland has some issues. It's more modern, right? But it does have some issues because people are adopting to it. There is like a compatibility layer of what I know called X-Wayland, which allows you to run like your X server stuff on, to run all of your X server stuff on Wayland. That's pretty helpful. But yeah, that's another thing. But one thing in particular is that software like DaVinci has many problems on Wayland from what I hear. I'm not sure if you guys can attest to that. I don't know if you guys have ever tried Linux like that, but I heard DaVinci has some really bad problems on Wayland, and unfortunately, you know, Omarchy uses the cool desktop environment called Hyperland, which is Wayland, right? So I'm gonna have to see, you know, how it would play out. Oh, yeah, this is more of like a theory thing that I'm doing right now. People are just jealous that Wayland works and their compositor is now... I mean, personally, I don't really fucking care. Like, I just want it to work. And I also, you know, have an NVIDIA GPU. Hopefully it got better since I last used it. But yeah, all I heard, everything else works fine, except DaVinci. So if I want a video edit, then I do need something that works on Wayland. I need to make DaVinci work on Wayland somehow if it doesn't work properly. But yeah, I have an NVIDIA GPU, so everyone is saying like, oh, if you got an NVIDIA GPU, it sucks on Linux. I don't know if that's still the case. I mean, I know a lot of people with NVIDIA GPUs. They're doing fine. The entire AI world is NVIDIA GPUs, and they use Linux desktops just fine. I know my friend also has some like Discord issues with Wayland before, so that's another thing. But yeah, oh yeah, I forgot to mention in here, video editing, but also like Discord, right? I wouldn't worry too much about it. Okay, yeah, I mean, I'd have to try it and see, right? That's the only way to actually accurately describe it. Because, like, for example, Cobra said, where influencers say this is better, that is better. I'm saying like X as a variable. This is better, that is better, this is terrible, that is terrible. Influencers will say whatever they can to get clicks, right? I need to try it myself to actually understand what's going on. It's just DX11 to Vulkan translation layer, there will always be overhead. Okay, good to know. I mean, in terms of like my own computer, I don't think I'll have a problem with overhead in the slightest. So I don't think I'll have that issue. But okay, that's fair. That's good to know. Okay. So I guess I'll try it. And let's see what Poopachu said, because he said like, oh, can't wait for you to set up Linux, try to convince yourself you love it, then go back to Windows and Mac a few weeks later, then realize the Linux for servers is only ideal if you have licenses for other OSs. Yeah, okay. So there's a thing here that I could do as well. If DaVinci just refuses to work, I could just yoink out the video edits part and just use my Mac instead. For anything content creating wise, I just use my MacBook. Like, that has all of the Adobe stuff on there and stuff that I'm used to. So I could just hook up my MacBook to my second monitor, use a HDMI switcher that I have, and that's it. Yeah, like, this is for someone who develops for apps strictly for Linux. I love Linux. Fair enough. Yeah, fair enough. Okay, but yeah, so these are all the concerns I have. I'm glad I went over this with you guys. Now, the question of... Now, there's one thing that I did not talk about. Gaming. My advice to people is to get a second computer for Linux. It'll run on e-waste. Yeah, I mean, I have 2 computers I do for productivity. I'm not spending money, right? I'm just gonna try and put it on an SSD that I own and try it out for a bit, get a feel for it, and then I'll migrate everything over, basically, if I feel like switching to Linux in the future, right? That's what I do. I have multiple SSDs, so I could just install Linux on those SSDs. And in fact, like, I have 1 boot drive, and then I have just like 3 content drives, right? So I can just use one of those content drives just for Linux for just a short period of time. I've done that before. Okay, so let's just go over the gaming aspect. And I went over this yesterday if you guys were here. I don't think a lot of you were, so let's just go over the simple parts of it. Single player gaming is good on Linux, right? The Steam Deck, Valve has done a lot of stuff with Proton. And VTubing on Linux, right, is also good. VTube Studio works on Linux through Proton. I think VBridger also does as well, which is what I use to move this dumbass around. So, single player is good. There's also but then there's the problem with multiplayer. And multiplayer without anti-cheat is good, but with anti-cheat, it's bad. Intel and Microsoft are enforcing secure boot at firmware level is a headache dual booting. I'm gonna have to see if it's possible, because let me just finish this point and then I'll explain to you why I would need to dual boot. So, the majority of games I play single player, I actually play it on my Switch. Right, so I actually just play all of my single player games on Nintendo Switch. So, I don't really play too many games, single player games on my PC anymore, because the Switch is just better. I can take it wherever I want, and I already own it, so it's like, whatever. I know people will say Steam Deck, but like, I don't know. I don't feel like there's a need. I have a Switch 2 now. It's just like, I like Nintendo games. They're fun. Despite my opinions about the company, in some parts, I like the games. I'm sorry. But yeah. So multiplayer has the big boy anti-cheat issue, and this is where the problems come in, because anti-cheat heavily requires Windows. And there are some anti-cheats that run on Linux, right? But the problem is, the developer needs to enable anti-cheat for Linux. So it's the developer's mercy that, like, hey, we're gonna allow these Linux people to use your anti-cheat there. So, yeah, the unfortunate part is that with the anti-cheat, I'm probably gonna have to still use Windows, because here's just a list of some of the games I play. Maybe you guys in chat know some of the games I play, right? So let me just make a bulleted list. I play Valorant. These are games I play with my friends, right? So Valorant, Overwatch. Let's see. Sometimes I play Battlefield. I don't really play COD anymore, but that's like an example. I don't play this game though. So Valorant, Overwatch, Battlefield. Sometimes I play Splitgates. Or other times I play games that are, you know, random Steam games. Like games that literally just released. They haven't been, you know, validated to work on Linux yet. So the main thing I'm trying to... Also, VR, right? VR and Windows is better from what I've seen. So, actually, maybe VR and Windows has gotten better with Steam Links. I'm sorry, VR and Linux has gotten better with Steam Links, so I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, this is just like a small section of the games I play on PC. Again, I'm a busy person. I don't have too much time in my life. But yeah, this is what I do. And all of these are friend-based games. So Valorant, yeah. Yes, the rootkit is on my PC. I'm sorry. But my friends love playing Valorant for some reason. It's pretty funny when we keep dying all the time. But yeah. I mean, if my IRL friends are ever down to, you know, come on stream, I'll definitely do it, but whatever. I'm inside the Windows Insiders release. I tried explaining how these new security features fix nothing and demonstrate TM isn't. Oh yeah, Culver, you should watch my VOD from yesterday. I talked about the EU's nonsense. Actually, no. I talked about that with someone else in a Discord server. Yeah. I'll talk about the DMA in a second. Yeah. I actually should talk about that. I would try COD shooting range IRL. Dude, I have been to a shooting range before. It's fun. It's cool. I like it. I unfortunately, you know, don't have too much time to go to one. Oh my gosh. Yeah. You get a $10 PCIe card off of AliExpress and bypass everything. Wow. Man, China's got everything. A $10 PCIe card just bypass everything is crazy. Want to see something scary? Look up super safety on YouTube. Okay, I'll look it up. I'll keep it in mind. You can join my, if you want to join my Discord and forward me a reminder, I'd be down to watch it in my free time as well. I'm not sure if I could show it on stream though. So yeah, all of this is for us to lock people into Windows Art. Yeah. I mean, we're right. I mean, Windows already has a huge fucking market share. They don't want people switching off, so that makes sense, right? All the secure boot shit. Gun related, almost full auto. Dude, man, even educational streams sometimes get flack. But yeah, oh, Stream Elements just gave me the commands for the stuff. Thank you. But yes, so those are the games I play. So unfortunately, what I'm gonna have to get is a Windows partition, right? Now, I know a lot of the casuals in chat, the casual computer people in chat, like Zozo, like Maddie, like Hika, all those boys. I'm just yapping about nerdy shit about Linux, but yeah, we're going back to Windows here. I am running, you know, all of these games and I want to play them. So what we're gonna have to do is get some sort of Windows drive. I honestly don't know if 500 gigabytes is enough. Like, that's like my smallest drive. So if I migrate all of my terabyte size drives to Linux, and then I use my 500 gigabyte drive as a Windows drive, I'm not sure if that's gonna be enough. I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, that's one thing to keep in mind. But yeah, I mean, I think we did make a pretty fleshed out plan for a possible Linux migration in the future, which is good. It's such a joke. I have a modified boot stub, so I had to delete my EFI and resize my drive to implant a new one. My fix to... Dude. I know, man. Like, I feel like disk partitioning such a pain in the fucking ass, especially like when you're adding new things, right? Because you gotta update the boot entries, and then when you add Windows in the mix, it fucks up your boot entries, and I gotta go into the boot partition gpart it and fix that shit. It's so stupid. Like, why do you fuck it up, Windows? Why? It's snag a terabyte drive for like 60 bucks. Yeah, I could do that. I mean, I already have a TB, but yeah, I could get another TB, but then I'm wasting his 500 gig drive. I'm resizing my boot partition because MS defaulted to 256. Oh yeah, it should be 512, right? That would make more sense. But yeah, MS I think defaulted to what it needs for its system. A 512 I think is a better size. I know my server has a 512 megabyte boot partition. Yeah, if you fuck up your boot partition, you basically fuck up your entire computer, and it sucks. I hate it. If you value your data, don't touch your EFI. That's also true. Yeah, don't touch that at all. But what if you do, though? What if you have to touch your EFI? What if you have to, you know, give it some stern words? Say, hey, bro, I don't want to be bad to you. You know, you're being so bad today. I don't want to. I'm just gonna have to, you know, go into your EFI real quick. I'm so sorry, guys. I don't know what the fuck I'm thinking with right now. Oh my god. I'm gonna hide in shame. Oh my goodness. But yeah, it's just a... it's a very, very interesting field in terms of how do I migrate from Windows to Linux, you know? Some things are unnecessary to touch, just like the entire initialists. Man, don't get me... When I did the live development on stream, right, for my NAS. I built it. We got an ad coming up, but I built the NAS and everything, and I think fixing BTRFS took like the longest time, just because the documentation was ass, and I had to figure out how to write an fstab properly, and I had to rewrite all the boot entries in my... It was... Oh boy, that was a fun time. Took me like 3 hours. I had to end stream and then it took me 3 hours. I ended stream, and then I restarted the next day trying to fix it. And I think I fixed it like at 1 a.m. right after the stream. It was so stupid. But yeah, the reason why, I mean, in terms of the migration, like Poopachu's previously said, like, oh, you're gonna migrate to Linux real quick. So migrating to Linux, you know, I'm not gonna do it now. I am very busy. I have important things to do that, you know, require my PC to work properly. If anything, it will probably be after I graduate. Oh, we got an ad going. Okay, so I'll stop there. But being cheap ass to my cloud. Dude, I have 4 terabytes in my local NAS. I think I'm good. I have stuff on the cloud, but I like my local NAS more for like local things. Things like I want to keep on my local system. I have a multiple layers, don't worry. I put stuff on the cloud if I need to. I'm not one of those people like, oh, I'm gonna serve everything locally from like a home lab, which is cool. Don't get me wrong, but if it's mission critical for stuff I use, then I'm putting it on the cloud in my fucking teeny ass DigitalOcean drive that I pay like $12 a month for. It's so cooked, bro. Sorry guys. Seriously, an hour you rating to? No, I actually just have 1 drive in my NAS, so I'm actually not rating. But if I was, I wouldn't be using RAID. I'd be using Merger FS or something because it's safer. Like if 1 drive fails, I don't really care about the data on that drive. I just like I have multiple drives and multiple things, so yeah. I can log into my home PC. That's pretty cool, actually. Home PC with phone. That's pretty nice. Okay. Let me see if there's anything else I'd like to talk about today. Just 1 second, guys. I'm just gonna go through my topics here. It's the ad break. Ad break is almost over. Sweet. Alright, let's see. Alright, ad break's over. Beautiful. So, let's go. What do you guys want to see? Do you guys want to see coding? Do you guys want to see... You guys want me to yap about more shit? So TwitchCon drama? Yeah, I don't want to talk about... I'm not really a drama channel. I saw it too on Twitter. It's fucking stupid, but it's crazy. What incarnation do you need from home server? It's literally just storage. That's literally all it's for. That's it. It's just a storage server, and storing things locally is probably way less expensive than storing it on the cloud. That way I have to pay for a month. So that's what I care about. Oh, for Cobra Chicken. Sorry. Okay, my fault. I thought you were asking me. Logging in remotely. I also log in remotely from my I log in via Tailscale. Right, I have Tailscale set up on my Windows PC, Mac, and all of my devices. It's really helpful. Even my server, I have Tailscale. I actually did a stream before where I set up a full-fledged VPN using a VPS plus Tailscale, which was pretty fun, right? Because of all the UK censorship that's going on. So, UK, Australia, now soon to be Texas. So, yeah. But anyways, what do you guys want to see? You guys want to see code? You guys want to board some other topics? Anything you guys might think is cool. I don't care. I'm up for whatever. So, let's see. I do, right now, what I started yesterday is coding my website from Next.js to Astro. So, I'm basically transitioning it over because Astro is supposed to be faster. And Next.js feels way too bloated compared to what it used to be back in 2020. So I'm very, I want to see if there's something else. Might as well do a jump to Astro. Okay, so let's do it. Give me 1 second. Let me just set up the window captures here. Okay, here we go. And then, doop. There we go. I have Klein set up here. I'm probably going to use it as well for plan mode. Close out Copilot, this shit. Okay. I'll use Gemini or Copilot unless I'm just scrapping. Yeah, I use ChatGPT nowadays for most of my stuff. I don't vibe code. I code with AI. So I just, you know, ask it to plan stuff out for me that I already wrote. So it's very helpful in that regard. But I don't like vibe coding. I don't like it at all. It sucks. Okay, let's see. So if you guys don't know, hold on 1 second. This is my website. So I forwarded my website earlier. You know, people who are interested in it. All my social links are here. I have a bunch of stuff about me, my work, who am I, right? And then I also have a website for Monami. who is Monami, what do we do. I show this website off a lot in stream. So yeah, and I have a full gallery of all the photos that were created, that I commissioned of her, model reference, everything. So yeah, what we're gonna do is we're gonna transition this entire website to Astro, just because I really want to make new components, but I feel like Next.js is getting way too clunky for me. So that's what we're doing right now. There's a whole guide on how to. I was working on this today as well off stream, just because it became way too annoying. So docs.astro.build. And this is what I rated Zozo, because I was like, bro, I'm doing web dev here, you know? Alright. So let's see. So we have Next.js migration, new partition resize, let's go, yay! Yeah, I used to like Next.js a lot, actually, because it makes React super simple. But nowadays, it's like Next.js has to use Vercel, or you have to do like 50 different things, and it becomes really freaking annoying for that reason. It's just like, why should I use Next.js anymore? I don't know. I feel like it's just become way too overcomplicated for me. And that's why I'm looking into this. Compare JSX versus Astro. So I did all this before. I did the pages directory, I did the app directory, and then I did the post directory. Okay, I didn't do any. I'm not using pages. That's fine. Okay, we just need to migrate all the HTML to Astro. All right, so that should be good. Okay, so let's go in here. And the way I usually approach things is I first, start small and go larger. You see, like, all of these components are React components here. And we gotta convert most of these to, like, .astro files. I don't know if they're, like, Astro files, components, whatever, but we gotta convert them, basically. Let me just, like, check something real quick. I'm just gonna make sure some stuff isn't there. 1 second. Okay, good. Alright. Let's see. So if you guys have any questions about what I'm doing or anything, or if you just want to chat, feel free to do so. Just gonna be vibing and coding for a little bit. Probably until like midnight or something. It's really late. Like, the time it takes me to start streaming... the time I do stream is so late just because I'm so busy throughout the week, man. I gotta restart work next week as well. I literally just took a test and I got a free weekend, which, yay, great. But also, it just becomes very, very difficult to, do a lot of things. Oh, what the fuck is this? I can't do this anymore? What the hell? Okay, so let me comment out all the image stuff. Actually, you know what? Let's do this. Let's do the blog page. I feel like these ones are easier to migrate from Astro to Astro. So let's rename this to blog.astro here. Okay. And I have all of the buttons here. Oh, right, the fucking bootstrap icons. All right, so I'm gonna comment those out for now. I'm gonna put these in front matter. Just like that. We're gonna stop importing head. We don't want to add head here. We don't need a React fragment, so we can get rid of all this React syntax. Basically, the difference between React and Next.js... No head. Yeah, no head. No bitches, bro. No bitches. Oh my god, why do I do this to myself? I'm just asking for it at this point. I'm like, yo, he's gonna do some shit, bro. He's gonna do some shit. Jesus Christ. Alright, so let's make this a head, and slot is header. I don't understand how AI providers make money. That's a good question, too. I mean, it depends on, like, the operating costs, right? Like, let me change all these class names to classes. And it depends on, like, how many people are using their stuff. Most businesses, yeah, Xerox is right there. Most businesses, don't make profit, right? You can make it AI to make it AI straight off their AI. I know back in, like, the Llama 2, Llama 3 days, a lot of people started using synthetic data. Right, so they started using synthetic data, and that's when everything went to shit. Because people started getting, like, GPT and Claudisms in their stuff. I think a lot of you guys in chat know about this. It's so dumb. It's like, you are absolutely right from this random-ass open-source fine-tune. Because they fine-tuned off a Claude. Okay, so let's see. What is this? Oh, that's the open graph image. Okay, so I do need that. I can't embed that into the assets. Okay. Twitter button, Medium blog button. And this should not work because Bootstrap needs to be added. So I'm just gonna comment these out. And let's see what it looks like. I got 200. Where's my website? Oh, here we go. Beautiful. So, where is it? Here. So here's the website. Let's go to the blog page, see if that renders. Also, these... No. The fucking tailwind died, man. Fuck. Alright. Well, we need to fix that. God damn it. No. Fuck. Damn web dev, man. Question mark to 2025. How do I fix this? So we have the head, right? Oh, right, that's what we need. Okay. And then we need to... We have a div enclosure. We should also make a fragment. I need to import main layout from here. And then we need to add a fragment. No, I'm switching from Next.js to Astro. I'll show you what it is. 1 second. Let me just make sure it's all set. I'm not switching to React because my website is way too fucking complicated to make a raw React website and just make myself go crazy. Okay, there we go. It works. Okay, so Astro is a... I know a lot of people that have built it, so that's why I'm very interested in using it. It's basically a framework. It's yet another JavaScript framework, right? There's like 50 billion of them, but this one is a little bit different. Basically, you write everything in, it's HTML, CSS first framework, and then you can add the JavaScript in. So you can add any type of language. You can add Svelte, Vue, React, whatever, Solid. You use these things called islands, right? So basically, all of your web page is static, and you could create like interactive items with whatever islands, with whatever JS framework you want to use, like React, Svelte, Vue, whatever. So yeah, that's why I find it interesting, because it has like a more static thing in mind. It skips like, oh, we're going to do the entire, we're gonna, do the entire hydration step and everything. We're gonna skip all of that, right? Makes it more straightforward. And my website is like, I could create a React website if it was just still like a single page thing. But nowadays, I have like way more in my website compared to what I used to. So I just, decided to do something other than Astro. I mean, something other than, what is it? Sorry, let me think. Something other than Next.js. I had to think. Okay, so this works fine. Okay. So this works good. So these two are not going to work properly. Let me just show you. It's not going to compile, probably. Maybe it will compile. Yeah, it's not going to compile because there's a stack traced. Agnostic framework transpire. Yeah, exactly. Right? So that's what makes it very helpful. And it's also supposed to be faster. So I'm trying to test that by migrating my website to it. Yeah, so I can... Let's say I want to experiment with Svelte. I want to be like, oh, I want to make something in Svelte. I don't have to use a Svelte kit and make the entire thing. I just make something in Svelte with my website. Even though I really, really like React, and I'm very interested in the React ecosystem, because it's huge, right? So yeah, that's what I think. So we're going to be migrating stuff to Astro incrementally, right? All the components could be React. Feels weird. It does feel weird, dude. It feels super weird, because you have to import everything in front matter, so all the JS stuff runs in the front matter fence, and then you write just normal HTML with, some extra Astro specific stuff to make things more efficient. But it's so weird. It feels so weird at times, man. But yeah, I 100% agree with you there. Okay, so let's go to... So we got the blog set up. Now let's set up all of these websites here, because I have like all of my apps here. So let's convert all of these to Astro files. Okay. This is just like a giant, renaming of everything. I'm not sure how to add a 404 page. Because I have a nice 404 page on my website for when you can't find things, but yeah. I need to look that up as well. All the privacy policy components. I'm gonna leave those alone for now. Okay, so we're gonna rename this one, this one. Apple makes it so fucking annoying. Like every single... Where is the router? The router is file-based. It's just like Next.js. So you put all your stuff in pages, it just does it for you. That's the beautiful part. You don't need to add like Wouter, React Router, or whatever. It makes it more straightforward. Just for... That's why I hate Next, really. I mean, I personally like it for that reason. Just putting everything there and it just does it for you. It saves me time. But if you want to do things more raw... Ah, okay, so you just hate opinionated format. Okay. I'm okay with it if I vibe with it. That's pretty much it. So yeah. But I understand where you're coming from for sure. For sure. I totally understand that. I know some people like to do everything by themselves. I'm not one of those people. I'm a lib guy. Like, if I can find a lib that'll do it for me, not like, oh, something like is even or something like that. That's stupid. But, like, if there's a library that can make, like, a very complex topic simpler, then I'd use it. But not everyone's like that. And I'm not gonna knock on anyone for being like that. That's what programming's all about, right? Everybody's different. Everybody thinks things in different ways. Were you around for where Golang formatting was opinionated that would fail to build? Really? Okay, I never knew. I've never used Go. I just want to put that out there. Actually, I've used Rust, but I've never used Go yet. I haven't really had a project that I want to make in Go. I actually, like for y'all's, for example, my Llama CPP backend server. Basically, I was thinking about Go, but Go's performance is trash. And I'm like, you know what? I don't want to do it. So Dino 2.0 came out, and that's when I started making it in Dino. Because A, TypeScript is way more contributable, and B, Dino just was cool. And I still really like it to this day. So I don't feel like I made a mistake at all by just choosing like something that's more, you know, esoteric, not using Node.js versus Dino. You know. Okay. Make this main layout here. Well, I wouldn't write something that has already been done unless I need to fit my own semantics. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I mean, some developers like just throwing as much as they can in there. That's why the Node modules folder can be like gigabytes upon gigabytes of files, because Go isn't that bad. Okay, that's fair. Okay, good to know. I know Dino's FFI is faster, that's for sure. From what I remember. That's why I like it. I mean, it uses like the V8 fast call path, so it's really nice. So class name, let's replace all those. Oop, wait, what? Oh. Are you guys gonna start asking me to use NeoVim now? I'm using VS Code, I'm sorry. I've been using VS Code for years. I know like the entire NeoVim thing has hit like a huge, you know, like, oh my god, it's NeoVim, it's so cool. There we go. VS Code superior, let's go, let's go! VS Code brethren! Alright, let's change this to Eclipse. What the hell, bro? Oh, hell no. What? What do you mean Eclipse, man? Oh, lord. Don't kid about that ever again. You're giving me trauma. Okay, why is it not working? Okay, I'm just gonna keep it in IMG right now, but I need to make these an image. An Astro image. IntelliJ is great. Yeah, of course it is, bro. Or Cursor. Nah, I don't like Cursor. I still like just normal VS Code with extensions. It's very... I like my theme. I like my setup. Cursor is like, you know, black theme, very slick. Tech Bro 2025 like. I'm not a big fan of Cursor personally. I like the fact that it has like AI integrated if you ever want to use like that type of stuff, but I just use Klein and just vibe. Your Cursor takes your settings? Oh, it does. Okay, never mind then. My fault. My fault, G. I just don't use AI enough to use Cursor, I guess. Notepad works for me most of the time because most of the code I interact with is in PowerShell. Damn, bro, Notepad is raw. I didn't know that Cursor takes from VS Code. My fault, then. It is a VS Code fork, I know that. I thought it was, like, way more opinionated nowadays, though. And just, you know, had, like, its own default styling and shit that just doesn't make any sense. Okay. Good to know. Let's rerun the dev server. I don't know why I stopped it. What the fuck? Okay. Let's see. Okay. Oh shit. Oh god. No, 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 no. Okay then. Let's fix that. Oh dear god. Let me just find the social buttons here. Holy shit. Let's comment all that nonsense out. God damn. God damn. God damn. Alright. Oh wait, why am I on the blog? What the fuck? Okay. Let's see. Alright. Please. Please work. Okay. Well, this is a problem, isn't it? Oh, shit. Let me fix that. Let's fix that as well. Okay. 1 second, guys. I'm just working through my pages here. Do yourself a favor, install Git terminal and learn this. You see, here's the thing about PowerShell. I actually use PowerShell too. I just remember the commands, like most of the simple ones. Like a lot of the Linux style commands are aliased in PowerShell. I know like rm-rf doesn't work. You have to use rfo for PowerShell. I just type them in so many times. I just remember the important ones. For any others, I just look at the MSDN and sorry, not the MSDN. Microsoft reference code, and that just works. So yeah. There are so many. Yeah, there are a lot of PowerShell. There is some subtle differences, but for most of the time, the basic commands are pretty straightforward, and they're very Linux-like. So I feel like I'm able to swap between them pretty easily, between Bash and PowerShell. But I've used Windows so much that I just know it. I write PowerShell scripts all the time. Well, I mean, most of the software I use runs on Windows, and a lot of people want start scripts. So I'm using Batch to, you know, for the double click thing, but I'm redirecting it to PowerShell, which is better. So yeah, the PowerShell commands make it much more straightforward, especially for those who are trying to run my software on Windows and needs like build scripts or things like that. That's why I think Windows Dev deploy to Linux. Well, yeah, I mean, I deployed to Linux, Windows, and Mac. Docker for the... Dude, I'm not a fan of Docker, man. Especially on Windows. It's so fucking bad. It just eats all of your RAM, and it just... I don't know. Containers are not fun for me. I've never had fun with them. I might try it again. I don't know if there's like a way to make Docker easier, but anything Docker related is just a pain in the ass whenever someone asks for it. I just like... Docker's community contributed, and figure it out. I better recognize it. Yeah, I'm not a Docker guy. I'm not a Docker guy. I have everything industry standard. I mean, I'm not in the software dev industry, right? I'm just a hobbyist. So it doesn't really matter for me personally. I just distribute it the way I want to. People ask for Docker, I give them Docker. I'm happy to give it. I don't care. But distributing stuff as like an exe is way easier. Or distributing something as a batch file is for like your average user, and I have had so many problems with the average user, man. Just run a Linux image. Yeah, we don't use anything like that in Power. Yeah, like, I mean, Docker, yes, it is an industry standard in some places, but I feel like it overcomplicates things, especially when you're just trying to deploy like simple software. I just, like, on my server, I literally just use different fucking profiles, and it just works. So that's what I think about Docker personally. It's not really something I don't use it. I'm not really a fan of it. If you're a fan, that's great. So yeah. But yeah, especially on Windows, Docker Desktop is doomed. Yeah, asking average users to install like a new thing is like pulling teeth, man. That's what you get with open source development. Everybody asks for a new installation method, and the next thing you know, I have like 50 different installation methods in one repository because people can't figure it out. Yeah, I mean, I'm coding, but I'm also distributing my software to people who don't necessarily know how to code. Like, I see people coming in my support Discord all the time asking, like, hey, how do I run this thing? I just need to run, like, the batch file, right? Yeah, exactly. I don't know. I don't want to... I mean... Okay. It's almost midnight, so maybe I'll take a break in a bit, but... When it comes to figuring out how to find what to code, right? I find it, like, interesting that, you know, people are stuck, right? And it's good that people get stuck with coding, because that just gives you more impetus to be like, hey, what do I do? Now, to know what to code as a hobby, my process starts with, does the code I need? The process starts with, does the code I need already exist? Yeah. So I take that a step further, right? Does the code I need already exist? But is the code good for me? Right? So there are apps out there. Like, for example, I make a torrenting app. I have torrenting applications, right? Just for, you know, educational purposes. I just look into them. The architecture is cool as shit. I'll talk about, like, torrenting in a different stream. But there are a lot of things out there for this type of stuff. And I'm just like, okay, well, I don't really like the UI of this. It's very clunky. It's very difficult. I have to jump through, like, 50 billion hoops to even get to what I want to get to. So I'm like, fuck it. I'm making my own. That's one thing. Or the other thing is, like, you just have an idea. Like, hey, I want to make a website that does this. And then you just make it, right? You learn, and you feel like learning it. How do you approach horizontal scaling without containerization? Well, you see, I'm a hobbyist, so I just run one server in the cloud. I don't really need to scale horizontally because none of my software needs that. Most of my software, I like to keep costs down on my end, are no servers. Yeah, it's not an issue for any of my projects because every single one of my projects are client-based, right? Because I like to keep the cost off of myself as much as possible because I'm paying out things from my own pocket. And whenever I do need a server, yeah, it's all local. Exactly. So it's all local. It's all fetching from external APIs that are running on someone else's computer, not mine. So I don't really need to worry about it. For my personal cloud server, I don't really need to do all that stuff. Local Kubernetes service. I don't know. Kubernetes is a step above Docker, right? That just adds even more complexity. With Raspberry Pis. Yeah, so this isn't like a deployment that you can access at a website. You actually download the actual repository to software and run it that way. So asking people to use Docker, if they want to use Docker, they can, right? That's an option. But asking like your average person to download that and then use Docker, like in the AI space, people in the open source AI space, people, you know, usually download repositories. It's they have basic knowledge of Git, right? Using Git desktop, but that's as far as it can go. Everybody expects like some sort of exe or some sort of batch file or some sort of like help menu for arguments. So it's a very different place compared to like enterprise service at a company where you're serving one thing across like a website or some sort of UI platform. Are you offering a service? No, I'm not offering a service. I'm just offering my code that people can run their stuff on. Yeah, I'm here to make money. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. I'm here to just explore development. That's what the hobbyist thing is for. Yeah. No, I'm not here to make money. I mean, I just like the love of the game. That's pretty much it. Yeah, I mean, if you want to make money, that's your own thing. Right? There's different ways to do it, and I'm not a big boy in that. I'm not a big boy in that situation, right? I'm not trying to make a fucking startup or anything. I have no reason to do so. So yeah. If you want to make money, power to you. Good luck, and I hopefully you can make money. I always hope that companies can grow, right? In that sense. That's great. That's great. I'm always more than happy to hear like enterprise takes on things, right? What you guys do in that situation. So yeah. Nevertheless. Okay, let's just keep working on the website here and see what I can do with the CSS issue. The blog imported fine. The Ferrite image. Okay, so Ferrite image did import. Let's fix that. Let's go to the nav bar. What the fuck is the nav bar? Here it is. So src is the favicon SVG, and my public should have the Ferrite image here. If I can find it. Yeah, it's right here. Ferrite.png. Oh, you got an ad starting soon. Sorry, guys. Where the fuck did I put Ferrite? Here. So we have the image. We have src. Oh, it's case sensitive. That makes sense. Yeah, there we go. Found it. Hey, let's go. Hell yeah. The problem is, this copyright logo has an issue now. What the fuck is this? How did I get a copyright logo working before? Like in my current website. Oops. It looks like this. Right? Why does it look like... What? Huh? Hello? Why is this A here? What the fuck is this? Okay, let's fix this. I want to see what the problem is here. Huh, I'm gonna ask the AI, like, what the fuck is going on? Oh boy. I'm gonna just... I don't know, that's what I want to know! Why is there an A with a hat? Why is there one? Okay, let's see. What is this? It's in the fucking inspect element as well, what the fuck? Okay, let me copy this and ask GPT, like, what the fuck is going on? In my Astro site... Why is it rendering as this? Oops. Alright, let's see if my GPT-5 API key works. Oh shit, my fault. There you go. I haven't doing this thing. Okay, I'll do this thing. Yeah, it's literally just the copyright symbol that I copied and pasted. And now it's just rendering with a fucking hat. Oh. Oh! I see my current plan? What fucking universe? Alright, bro. That's Claude. Fuck you, bro. In my Astro. Char for copyright. Okay, let me see. Yeah, let me look it up. It's not rendering Unicode properly for some reason. Okay, let's see. Oh. Here's how to use the HTML entity number. Yeah. Type here. Okay, so let's just copy this. And 169. Okay, let me just see what this does. This is why HTML can sometimes be a pain in the fucking ass. Oops. Alright. Okay, let's see if that works. Thank you, Xerox. Oh, it did work. There's no space. So I'll fix that. Oops. There's no space. Okay. So let's see if I add a space there. No, it's right. But there's no space. Okay. Oh, no, there is. Yay! Thank you, guys. Hell yeah. Nice. Alright. Okay, cool. Thank you guys for that. Better ask chat than AI. More knowledgeable than my dumbass. It was right, yeah. It was right. Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, you guys are great. Let's go. Let's go. Okay, so let's look at... Oh, why are you redlining still? What is wrong with you? Okay, we're good. All right, so let's convert all of my other app websites to Astro. Whoopsies. Okay. There we go. Yeah, and I'm probably going to work on this project when I have some downtime as well during the week. So you'll probably see it grow even more as I go along, you know? Because I'm definitely not doing anything useful. Oh, man. Hey, Poopachu. Oh, well, thank you for the follow, Poopachu. You subscribe before you follow. That's pretty funny. I didn't know that was even possible. I didn't know you could subscribe before you follow on Twitch. The more you know. Just noticed. Yeah. Alright. Yeah. Hey, give me money. Twitch ads suck, though. I completely understand why you'd do that. Main layout is here. Make a fragment. Okay. Just like that. Oops. What the hell did I just do there? Okay. So now we got head. Let's undo head. Make it a lowercase head. Alright, let's replace all the class name declarations with just class. Okay, beautiful. And then let's copy over... Oop, you are still yelling at me because you're not an anchor link. You are not an image. And you can suck it. Download App Store. .svig. The SVG. Okay, then we're gonna want to add the Asobi logo. Okay, SRC is... I'm not doing the Monami page on purpose because I'm afraid of the gallery. Okay. Should be good. Let's see. Alright. I'm just gonna check it on my end. Okay. Ugh. Our public resources, yeah, I'm gonna fix the CDN. Our public resource automatically adds the CDN. I think in Next.js they were. Right now they aren't, so I'm gonna fix that with Netlify. Okay, beautiful, that has a hover. Yeah, so it's working now. Sweet. Okay. Oh, you have the copyright sign is still fucked. I'm gonna fix that. Enable HTTP3 if it's an option. I'll see if it is. I have to check. I just use whatever it gives me. I mean, most of the stuff on my website's not really mission critical, so it's whatever. But yeah, I can check. Because I know HTTP3 is a better standard in that regard. Yay, nice. Copy. UDP as well for... Dude. I don't know, some web standards are just like, what in the actual hell am I looking at? What the fuck was the click protocol for again? Let me look it up. I remember it was for something. Oh, it's a network protocol. Okay, yeah, yes. Quick UDP internet connections protocol to improve performance. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. That definitely will help in that case. I like that a lot. Check the email RFC and you want to shoot your foot. Shoot my foot? Why would I shoot my foot? I need my foot. I need it to do things. Why would I shoot it? The hell is it, your eggs? Suggesting things that they're not kosher, bro. I'm kidding. I know what you mean. Oh my god. Let's make some fragments here. Yeah, I heard UDP is much nicer. I should probably look... Oh, what the hell did I just do? I should probably look more into, like, the network protocols. Like, my personal favorite principle of programming is concurrency. Async await, all that jazz. So, that's what I've, you know, looked into for so long. So that's the fun stuff for me, at least. I remember, like, diving into async await in Python. Like, just going completely schizo for, like, 2 weeks straight, just trying to figure out how it worked. So you can find a lot. Oh, you're saying, like, email itself. Oh, yeah, okay. There was actually this thing, I'm not sure if, you know, Maddie is still here, but previously, there was, like, a tweet about digital fax machines, and I'm like, why not just use email? And then I'm like, and then I see why it makes sense. I mean, encrypted email doesn't exist, so it's like, you know, I mean, I honestly thought, I'm fucking young as shit, so I honestly thought we got rid of the fax machine when we invented email. I have not used a fax machine in so long, dude. Other than school, other than like the hospital. Yeah, it is. I am way too young for this shit. Yeah, fax is technically not secure. That makes sense, but yeah. I don't think, like, faxes... I know, like, medical offices use fax a lot, apparently. And I'm like, what the fuck is a digital fax machine? Is that, like, some kind of newfangled thing that's just, like, existing? Because, you know, isn't there just, like, the internet? Or, like, local servers that you could do this stuff on? I don't know. I thought that would be the standard, but no, it's fax machines. Alright. I mean, nowadays, it's, like, Epic Chat. So that's pretty nice, but... yeah, people use fax machines. Most people use it for runtime logs. Interesting. In like your line of work? That's very interesting. That just shows how fucking zoomer I am, that's for sure. Thinking like email is used for everything. Nope, I got a whole world of hurt coming. Except broadly if you pay attention to your max age. I think the on a load off a service. Oh, you mean with any files I serve? Yeah. Okay, that's fair. I think the main thing, I think the website. Sorry, I'm sorry, I'm losing my train of thought. I think the framework Astro helps optimize all of like images that are present in the website. In that case, so yeah, it is good. Yeah, you're 100% right with serving images through gzip encoded because it's less file size, less bandwidth. You don't gotta worry about it. Images is just one part. Yeah, I don't really serve crazy amounts of files other than images, right? So anything image related will be done to CDN, won't cost me money and bandwidth. One time though, I made a freaking big mistake because Python, you know, is really stupid with dependencies, and it's like jumping back and forth. You know, you have to like find the zip, and people were getting annoyed that they had to update their wheel dependencies every time they install or upgrade the software, right? So every single time it happened, the people would get annoyed and they're like, why is it updating this dependency all the time? And like, it's just because for security reasons, you know, you want to keep it updated all the time. And next thing you know, I just caved. I tried a Netlify CDN with like a Python pip repo so we could compare against both things. But unfortunately, you know, a lot of people use my project and I fucking put everything on Netlify. So I extended my bandwidth for the month by 500%. Yeah, so I made a huge mistake. I immediately reverted it, by the way, and I cleaned out that project immediately. I was so stupid. No, dude, the dependencies were so huge, it wouldn't even work with a cache. Like, the bandwidth would not even be worth it. So I made just like a bunch of upgrade scripts like other LLM platforms, and nobody's complaining now. It's fucking insane. The problem with regular printers is that stacks of paper are harder to reprocess. Well, yeah, of course. Like, when you get into, like, physical land, and especially in the medical system, it's not modern. When you get into physical land, it gets really stupid, because there's always the security thing of, I know Hika will know this for sure, there's always a security thing. It was like, what if the paper is just sitting in the fax machine? Isn't that technically bad? And that's when the digital fax thing came up, and I'm like, what the fuck is a digital fax? Right? Yeah, that's one thing. Oh, man. It's like, the weakest link is you, the human. You get what I'm saying? I know, do you all... I see a lot of you guys, like, we're in, like, a spectrum, right? I'm in two fields. I'm in tech, and I'm in medicine. In tech, right, we see all these modern messaging apps, people using Slack, people using all of these things to communicate. And then in medicine, we're using fax machine. Fax is weirdly widespread in Japan about... Yeah, Japan is also a paradoxical place. Like, they have really futuristic things, but at the same time, they have really old and legacy things, right? So it's like a paradox in that regard. It's like the work schedule, too. It's really futuristic. They're making really cool products and stuff like that. But, you know, the work schedule is, you know, making people feel overworked all the time. Your families... Why the fuck do you need a stamp? What's the point of a stamp, dude? I don't understand. Yeah, you need a... Dead ass, you need a full stamp to get anything signed there. I'm like, so if you lose that stamp, you're screwed. Who is using a stamp in 2025, bro? What the fuck? I mean, America's not any better. Like, to have for IDs, we need to have our passport, and our ID is quite literally a number, right? As I said, I know in like European countries they have something more advanced than that, which is, you know, private key, public key type of thing. I'm not 100% sure. I know my European friend was flexing it to me one day. That's how I know. Like, all the Euro bros always love flexing their shit. It's so funny. I got one of my professional engineering. Yeah, right? And the SSN used to be based on your, like, yeah, dude, oh my god. Like, if you get your SSN stolen, you're cooked, bro. You're so cooked. And I was talking, like, all the ID stuff and the verification. Some people have to, like, send their SSNs for stuff, like background checks, for anything official. And if that shit gets stolen from an online database, you're actually cooked. It's so bad in that regard. Like, I don't know why the SSN is still a thing. It should be more secure, man. And then again, we use driver's licenses for IDs here, and you can't... And a lot of people in the US actually don't even have an ID. Like a driver's... I mean, A, because you're too young to have a driver's license. Passports are a thing. I don't think a lot of people have passports. Like, some people don't have it because they don't travel outside the US, so it's like, why the fuck do you need one? But yeah, shambles. Yo, we're gonna... I worked in power distribution and generation. Now I work in government partnership, remote monitoring, 14 sites per... Wow, okay. Jesus. You got a lot of work cut out for you, Cobra. Jeez. I need to renew mine. Dude, it's... Yeah, passports are interesting. I watched a video the other day about passports and how they work. Oh, you're at work right now? Time is it for you? It's fucking midnight here. Are you fucking the fucking night shift or something? What the hell? Can't renew it. You better renew that shit, otherwise you're not gonna be able to leave. Ooh. Yeah, but passports, the security in passports and money in general is so cool. Like, the amount of ways to prevent counterfeiting. You're gonna catch me on a boat. What boat are you gonna be caught on? A drug smuggler boat or something? It's pretty chill, but I can lose everything if I screw up basically, like... Dude, that's medical stuff. That's like medical long night shifts. Yo, Hika, you see this shit, bro? 10 to 12 hour night shifts over weekends is insane, bro. Like, that's like some of my friends have emergency medicine right now, and they have like crazy ass night shifts. Some people have like 24-hour shifts, right? You have like an on-call room or something. 10 to 12 hour night shifts in a non-medical field is crazy. What the hell? I thought that was only an hour thing. Europeans can't understand why the US people don't travel to other countries as often as EU. Yeah, right? Poopachu, yeah, 100%. Like, so the US is fucking massive. You can find what you need right there. EU is tiny. All the countries are together, but in one individual country, it's small. So we don't really travel. And also, we gotta fly for so much longer just to get to Europe when the thing we want is in the US already. It's... Yeah, people fly around the US all the time, man. That's why people, you know, don't get these ID documents. You've been to Europe 4 times in the last 12... Wow, okay, so yeah, you're a frequent traveler. Goddamn, I haven't been anywhere for some time. Nothing that serious, but if I miss reporting something, bad things could happen. Dude, your job's quite literally like the medical field, I'm not gonna lie. Like, if you miss reporting something, bad things could happen. The patient could have problems. If you don't report like an allergy. I was doing like a tour at a hospital, right? And we were about to like conclude the tour, finish it. And this nurse comes running down the hallway with a gurney. It's like, patient has allergy to contrast, patient has allergy to contrast, move out of the way. I'm like, oh my fucking god. I almost got ran over by that gurney, bro. I was like, oh shit. Oh my god. But yeah, that's what happened to me. I feel like everywhere I go, there's always something crazy that happens, no matter where I go. Yes, their facility has their cooling system blowout or something. Machines are huge. I bet, dude. To make government stuff work properly, I bet. Holy. You're a trooper, bro. God damn. I mean, did you stab them with an EpiPen? I don't think that was gonna work. I think they were getting to, like, I think they probably definitely did give epinephrine for sure. I mean, if they didn't, that's probably why they were running down. I think I saw the patient go into anaphylaxis for sure. That was terrible, bro. I was like, what the fuck is going on, man? Right. You do not stab the EpiPen in the pee-pee. You do not stab the EpiPen in the pee-pee. Okay, adrenaline is like a common name for epinephrine, so it's the same thing. They're interchangeable. You stab an EpiPen in like the most meaty muscle, which is your thigh, right? So you stab it in your thigh. There's instructions on an EpiPen, and what actually, fuck it, I'm drawing it. Adrenaline is starting to pause. Oh my god. You guys are alright, man. I love you guys. Okay. So let's talk about the EpiPen. Oh, I'll allow these. yeah. Those jokes are fine. I don't really care. As long as it's not too far. I randomly remember looking at my screen, making a call, and being like, "I'm seeing nothing. Did I lose connection, or did I get a photo? I get a photo back of just a black mark on them. What the fuck, bro?" Oh my god. I love work stories. They're always fun to talk about. Alright, so let's talk about the EpiPen, though, because... okay, I guess we're not talking about the EpiPen just yet. Because, take a guess. Fuck. Alright, I'll talk about the EpiPen after this is done charging. I want to talk about medical stuff. My iPad's not letting me. Ew. Okay. So... Apple Pen said no to the EpiPen. That's crazy. Apple Pen indeed did say no. Tell me about ACHE. Oh, I can tell you about that, sure. Apparently, no, you spelled it a little bit wrong, but I got the enzyme. Apparently, rats nested in the wires, and no engineer thought about putting rat control in the containers. Oh boy. Yo, you don't want to come to New York City, bro. That's where all the rats live. They're setting up councils. They have like an underground city there, bro. 15. Oh yeah, you did take pre-med. Yep. I forgot about that. Physiology in college. Crazy, I still remember ACHE. That's pretty nice. It's a very important enzyme, that's for sure. Definitely, it's implicated in botulism. It's cool. Like, it's used for a lot of paralysis diseases. Like neuromuscular paralysis, not like, you know, paralysis. But yeah, there are a lot of drugs that alter, you know, acetylcholinesterase for various reasons. There's actually a set of 3 drugs. Galantamine, rivastigmine... Yeah. Galantamine, rivastigmine, donepezil. They all are for Alzheimer's. Because it's thought that Alzheimer's is like an acetylcholine issue. So those drugs inhibit acetylcholinesterase to allow for acetylcholine to stay in the synapse, allowing it to continue propagating and hopefully help improve lifestyle with Alzheimer's disease. It's not, you know, gonna reverse it, but it's gonna, you know, maybe slow it down, maybe improve quality of life, you know. But yeah, that's like the really interesting part of drugs, like the random things that you might not even know, like Ozempic, for example, right? GLP-1s. They have their own problem. No one knew that they would be for weight loss. They're for diabetes, right? But now it's a weight loss drug. If I get diagnosed with that, I'm using maize. Okay, yeah, I'm not gonna talk about maize on this stream, but okay, fair enough. Tell me about antidiuretics while I'm pissing so much while I'm drinking beer. I mean, when you overload the antidiuretic, you're gonna be pissing anyway, man. I mean, it's not like shutting down your kidneys, it's just reducing it. So if you overload your system, then quite obviously it's gonna happen. Also, you know, alcohol. Now let me just look it up for 1 second. Alcohol. Just gonna check if it's a CYP inhibitor or an inducer. 1 second. Oh, it can be an either inducer or inhibitor. Okay, fair enough. Hey, hey, I'm telling you the entire thing. And no, I'm not talking about, yes, alcohol does fuck up your liver. Of course it does. But your liver actually metabolizes drugs, right? So it uses these proteins called CYPs. And alcohol is like inducer inhibitor of CYP proteins. So when you inhibit CYPs, you have way more concentration going into the bloodstream. When you induce CYPs, you have way less concentration going into the bloodstream. And that's basically, you know, that's essentially what could reduce or increase the potency of the antidiuretic based on what you're taking. So that's like a very interesting thing because no one really thinks about like, oh, cigarette smoking can affect your CYP proteins and then increase metabolism. I'm really working on not heavy drinking anymore. That's good. That's good. I'm gonna do a stream at some point about like all the illegal drugs, you know, the legal, illegal drugs, the stuff that are, you know, everywhere, not like the pharmaceuticals. So I'll do a stream on that. I'll talk all about like the withdrawals, the intoxications, the drugs involved to help with rehab, etc. Because it is very interesting. I actually learned that from my last rotation. So yeah. Now, let me just make sure this thing is working properly. I know exactly what it does to me. Of course, of course, patient experience is its own thing, right? Everybody presents with unique symptoms. It's not addiction. I don't believe I make it to retirement. I mean, man. Oh. Yo, it's wide, bro. Wide logo. Wide logo. Yeah, let's fix that. Can't find the lecture on email? No! We'll look at the email at some other time, I think. That would be fun. Yeah, I don't care when I should quit alcohol. It's not addiction. I don't believe I make it to retirement. Yeah, like, when it comes to quitting, or if you're thinking about quitting, speak to your physician. I mean, I don't offer medical advice, I'm still a student. But speak to your physician. When they bring it up, next time just bring it up like, hey, when they ask you, like, you thinking of quitting? You say yes, no, whatever. There's different stages for that, right? There's actually documented stages as to, like, where someone is in the stage of, you know, contemplating, pre-contemplating, maintenance, action, that stuff. So there's different things you should do as a provider, depending on what stage the person is at. I'd love to hear about ketamine. My friend tricked me into taking ketamine. I was in Yo, bro, what the fuck? Nah, that's vile. Ain't no way. Oh, hell no, man. My friend tricked me into taking ketamine. I just don't feel like it's worth it for me, like, a substitute. I mean, yeah, bring that up. Like, if your doctor asks you, just bring that up, and the doctor will tell you the stuff. The thing is, like, when it comes to quitting and deciding when to quit... Oops, that's not nice for you. It's just mainly deciding whether or not you'd like to, right? It's up to you. You have to, like, acknowledge the fact that, okay, I'm willing to do it. If you don't have the will, then no one's really gonna force you, right? I mean, obviously, I personally don't do any drugs, right? I'm clean, I'm free about that stuff, but I don't necessarily, yeah, have to want to. Oh, I go through. Sorry, what did you? I have to want to first. Yeah, you have to want to. Yes, exactly. That's the unfortunate thing. Oopsie. Close that real quick. Avoid quit. Yeah. I got it. I just have to read that a bit. Okay, looks like this works too. Okay, so all of the app pages are migrated. Beautiful. How do I have a 404 page in Astro? Let's see. Let me look it up. Okay, so custom 404 error page, beautiful. So you can create a 404.astro. Okay, let's do that. Nice little 404 page will be fun. Okay, so let me make a code fence here. And then we're going to... I think I'm gonna make the 404 and then call it for the night. Let's see. YOLO. Fair enough, man. Fair enough. If anything, I mean, I've seen a lot of... I've done a course on, like... Small course on... Oh, we got an ad coming up. God damn it. I've done a small course on, like, addiction. It's, like... It's interesting, for sure. See, like, all the drugs, how they work. Actually got assigned by my preceptor Like, hey, could you make like make a simple diagram about something like a certain drug? And I'm like, yeah, sure. And honestly, it helped me learn a lot about like Isha drugs. I personally think like started drinking at 10. Wow. Hard to crave what has been such a part of your life. Fair enough, dude. God damn, 10. Really? Damn, bruh. That's insane. How does that even happen? I don't want to dig too deep, obviously. You're not willing to share, but... Okay, I need to fix this. Yeah, that's also a good question. What were you drinking at 10? I know a lot of my friends that drink. I personally don't because I think it tastes like shit. But yeah. How can I alter this for Astro? Okay. Oh, okay. Stayed at a friend's house every weekend. He had an older sister in junior high and brother in high school that would get us drunk. Peach schnapps, beer, wine cooler, some rum. God damn, Brad. That's crazy. See, that's some lore that I never thought I'd ever see, but god damn. I'm not good at influence. Fair enough, man. I don't know. I've never found drugs interesting, especially with my past. Not for me. But not for everyone, you know? Okay, let's see. Why the fuck do I need a script tag with vanilla? Man! Script tags and Astro. Let me look this up. Scripts and interactivity without the need for a UI framework. Okay, so... Ah, god, this is so... I haven't had to use a script tag in forever, man. There's a reason I don't like it. I actually learned a lot about web scraping and CSS selectors simply because, you know, I developed the Warren app and a lot of sites, you know, have similar stuff. So I learned so much about CSS selectors thanks to that. It was really interesting. ID equals... Oops. I didn't touch pot till 22, now I'm a big fan. Yeah, I mean, marijuana has its own things, but, you know, there's some people who are for it, some people who are against it. I personally, it's up to you what you want to do with your life, man. I'm almost 40. If you're in school, change your ways. Only drug I've taken was morphine one time after surgery, but I threw up for like a week after. You probably just went through some opioid withdrawal, I'm not gonna lie. I think you just went through like small opioid withdrawal, which is kind of funny. Damn. Okay, so this is basically just me adding a 404 page without the need for a React component. Okay. I used to be addicted to Tramadol. Oh, opioids. Okay. Damn, so did you go to rehab? Did you get, like, the methadone treatment? Or was it, like, something else that you did? Head slot is equal to header. We're gonna go for head. Title's 404. Fragment mini layout. I did have a bad come off. Yeah, of course you would. I feel like the medication stuff, you know. Oh, okay, yeah. Jesus. I'm glad, you know, you're off that now. It's good. Must have been painful, of course. Very sorry to hear that stuff. It's terrible. Like, opioid withdrawal is fucking insane. It's not life-threatening, thank God, but it's insane. I've seen patients in, like, the ED who are, you know, having acute alcohol withdrawal. I remember this one patient, right? And I was working with the attending, and we got a history. And then next thing you know, the patient was shaking, right? Because alcohol withdrawal can cause shaking, it can cause seizures, right? Tremens. And we left, you know, took the history, we left, next thing you know, we have a code called. And that code was probably for that patient because that patient probably just started having seizures right as we finished the history and left. That was like insane. I'll probably see that more when I'm actually in the ED, but like, yeah. That's like the insane part. My god. Okay, so let's see if the 404 works properly. /A. Yay! Nice. Nice. Okay. How do you guys like this 404 page? Actually, should I? Hold on, I got an idea. Nah, I know what we gotta do. Kika will love this. There we go. Okay. Let me just add this to the Cat 404. Let's see if it works. Okay, so let's add image. And we're gonna say src is equal to this. Okay. Not running. Not rendering for some reason. Oh. Wait, what? Did I write the image tag wrong? I might have wrote the image tag wrong. 1 second, guys. Oh shit. Oops. There we go. Nope. Okay. Let me see how I wrote the other image tags. Oh, Jesus. Okay. Here we go. Let's just do this for now and see if it works. This is how I develop. I just throw things in there and hope it works properly. Okay. Come on, HTTP cat. Damn it. Maybe it's because I need to restart the website? Oh. Oh, I'm actually stupid. Look at the link I was navigating to. I'm navigating to my prod website as I'm developing. God damn it. 2, 1. Ah. Okay. Ah. Ah. Oh. No. I made a small mistake. Looks like a page can be found. So where's the 404? Here it is. Okay. Get rid of this height and width. Put this here. Oh yeah. I think the image went a bit too big, don't you think? Oh my fucking god. Make it bigger. No. Oh my fucking god, what the hell? I'm gonna make it. Let's see what it looks like when I. God, what the fuck have I done? Okay, I don't think numbers work. Fuck. Okay. Width 65, height 65. Let's just see what it looks like. Okay, now it looks like this. So we gotta center it. Actually, it should be centered, right? Is it? Why am I getting redlined? Oh shit. Fix that. There you go. There's the image. Okay, so add a class. Sorry, I'm just a bit locked in right now. I'm not 100% focusing on chat. I apologize. Okay. The class name. Oh, beautiful. Alright, so MX. Let's do like 34. Oh no, this is margin. Shit. Width dash XS. I don't know. Oh wait, we don't want to do that. Okay. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Yeah. Yo, Hika, how you like this, bro? Well, it's not censored yet, but we'll fix that. We'll fix that. Don't worry. All right, so we make it an extra small width, and then what we do is justify. Yeah, I got you. Give me a second, bro. I'm fixing it. It's in the div, which is confusing. Let's fix that. Maybe I have to add into a container div or something. I don't know. These images are stupid. Yep, I do. Okay. So when I added this border here, you can see that, you know, it's not stretching to the screen, which we need to add a container div for. Unfortunately, that's the fun part. Oops. I just had a bunch of junk. Nope, that's not working. Nope. Okay, that's fun. Wait, how do I do? What about self-center? Maybe? Hello? Oh, sweet, it worked. Hell yeah. Oh man, you guys want the cat, man? Do you guys want the cat? I'm gonna fix the UI real quick. You guys want it? Okay, I'll keep it. I'll keep it. Fine. You guys won me over. Just make this like an MB10 or something. Maybe I can make the cat the 404 instead of just like the text. Yeah, let's do that. Fuck it. Make my life easier. I want, but the cat feels forced. It's all good. It's all good. Oh man. Okay, we're gonna keep it. I don't know. I feel like it adds more character to the website. Let's just make the oh shit, wrong one. Oh, I have MB12 here actually. Can we fix that? So MB12 and then width we're gonna make it small. That is too small. That's too big. I'll see if I like it, and depending on how I feel, I have the original code commented out. So this is what I did. Instead of using width and height constraints, I used Tailwind to just adjust the width and height of the container, which worked perfectly. And I just have the old header here. So if I want to switch it back in the future, I can just do this, and then that. But then again, if the image doesn't load, but then it doesn't even matter, so it's like just going back and forth at that point. So I have this, right? Wait, I'm not showing you. So I have this. That's what it looks like. So yeah. Go either or. Looks cool. Okay. Yeah. Alright, we're gonna keep the cat though. I like it. I don't care what you guys say. Fuck you. We're doing the cat, and that's what all that matters. Okay. I think it's also a 500 page, but yeah. Okay, so I think we did a good job in just making everything work properly. We don't need this anymore. We don't need this anymore because I just added all that already. So I'm gonna delete these. Privacy policies I'll do on my own. And then Monami's page we can do on another stream, I think, because that's probably gonna require a lot more work for me to fix. And I also need to fix all of the React icons and see like if I should do the Bootstrap icons package. Let me go on NPM real quick and see if there's Bootstrap icons. Oh, beautiful. Okay, that's what I want. Sweet. I like that. So how do you use it though? Oh, you guys like this header on top? Important security changes to NPM authentication take effect. New token lifetime limits become effective. I wonder why. You guys remember the NPM exploit that happened last month, right? God damn. Let me look at the chat, actually. You guys talk about some deep stuff. Hold on. Let's see. Oh shit, I had a skydiving accident? What the hell, man? God damn. You had a lot of shit happen to you, dude. Congrats on being alive. What the fuck? Holy shit, man. NPM is so cooked. It's always been cooked. It's always... Yep. It is so fucked, man. Like, that NPM exploit was crazy. I'm like... Let me find the package. You use debug, and there's like 55,000 dependents. Every single package is just completely screwed, man. That was a crazy ass exploit. NPM always has these supply chain issues. It's so funny when they pull up. No. Do you guys install random libs? Well, no. But when it comes to libraries, like libraries have the dependents, right? So the library we pull from here, for example, and this is like a very foundational library for a lot of other libraries that people use. Like, for example, you might install React. It might pull from this. Right, for example, you have this... Yeah, so you have this Google Play scraper, for example, right? Somebody installs this thing. It'll pull from debug, and it'll install that into your nose modules folder too. And if there's a malicious version of debug there, then lo and behold, you got yourself with infected code on your JS project. So that's... It's not like installing random libs, it's installing libs that propagate with those dependents. We have security team for auditing packages, so I guess I take that for granted in production. Yeah, this was a very sophisticated phishing attack where the NPM page was basically reflected for the open source maintainer, right? This is a completely open source maintainer thing, so the page was copied, and the backend was completely changed to steal the person's 2FA token. And once that happened, oh sorry, not 2FA, the session cookie, once they logged in with 2FA. So once that happened, the attacker basically just had the permission to change whatever they could. And that's what caused this entire malware to propagate in so many packages, because it was such a foundational package for many other ones. It also checks if you have projects that's add divide. Yeah, it's bad, dude. So bad, it's so bad. Oh my god. It is a very interesting Fallout, but it was really bad when it happened, that's for sure. I talked about the XZ, I have a YouTube short, but I talked about the XZ attack a lot as well. Like, just abusing maintainer burnout to get a malicious package published. There's a lot of social engineering stuff happening. Right now I need to figure out how the hell does this library work. How do you use the bootstrap icons package? What was it collecting or doing? I'm not sure. I could look it up. NPM, probably just like your authentication things. NPM exploit September 2025. Let's see. Oh my god, it's almost 1 AM. Holy shit. How are you guys still up? Oh damn. Alright. Let's see. Shut up. Okay, phishing campaign was against Kicks. Oh, it was a crypto stealer or a wallet drainer designed to be... Oh. It was a crypto stealer. Interesting. So I assume it would also, you know... I thought it would be like a way to like yoink things, but I guess since it's in the browser, that makes sense. But it looks like it's a crypto stealer. Damn. How many people actually have crypto wallets, man? Like just in their browser like that. Browsers are pretty secure nowadays, but like, especially with sandboxing, but yes, if you have something like this where the JS code can break out and you use legacy APIs that aren't as, you know, patched, like XHR, I don't think that was the real purpose. Yeah, it seems kind of small for just a crypto stealer. Really? Let's see. What is this one? Oh, here we go. Cyber Defense Agency. Beautiful. Let's see. What did it do? I think it was to infiltrate the package, but that makes more sense, right? Why would anyone buy in Robinhood? I get, like, cold wallets are good because, you know, it stays there. Hot wallet is also helpve used crypto in the past, but Yeah, hot wallets are helpful. Robinhood is like, you know, just getting in for the first time. I think it has like every crypto storage needs a wallet in some way, shape, or form. So I'd assume Robinhood does something similar. It just gives you pay fees to buy stuff. Yeah. So Robinhood is very much like Coinbase, right? Coinbase is the one for crypto. So that most people use, I think. Not 100% sure. Let me just explore its library 1 second. Robinhood owns a ton. Probably do, because it's like an investment app, right? Doesn't charge fees. Interesting. I know, like, back in the day it was Coinbase, Binance. That was a good one. Binance is like, eh. I'm not really gonna talk too much about crypto, because I know a lot of people hate it, but... yeah. Okay, hold on. 1 second. God, my chat's fucked. No. Versus Kraken, you pay fee to buy, sell. I know the crypto fees are a pain in the fucking ass. That's why a lot of people just don't sell it, because they have to pay taxes. They gotta pay taxes to get it back nowadays. And then the fee as well, when you convert it back to US. So people are just not selling. Which is why Robinhood like talks about. Oh, okay, that's interesting. Good to know. Okay, let's see how the Bootstrap icons library works. How does the Bootstrap... Let me just see. Is there like something... Oh, it's CSS. Okay, interesting. Okay. Okay, cool. Okay. I think I could... I lost 21k last week. God damn. God damn. Welcome to speculative investments, my friend. You're gonna be losing a lot of money and gaining a lot of money depending on how much you stay. I don't know. I'm not an investor guy. I'm a fucking medical student. Stupid. Damn, dude. That's very interesting for sure. Very interesting for sure. But I think for now... Okay, so is crypto. Jeez. Rest will be back. Oh, man. This is why I just leave everything alone for the most part when it comes to investing, because I'm like, bro, I'm just gonna leave it alone. They're long-term. Let them do it their thing. I've been in the crypto space since Dagger has a motive. What is that? That's like probably very early, because I have never seen that area of the crypto space personally. I've like been on and off and into it. I like the technology, but in like 2020, oh, early ETH. Oh, that's fun. Yeah, Ethereum is great, but I feel like in 2020, 2021, like the NFT era, it was stupid. A lot of the NFT stuff was fucking really dumb and just gave a really bad reputation. But crypto technology is fucking cool as shit. Like decentralizing. I'm a big advocate for like decentralizing shit and just breaking it up into like dedicated things. And crypto is cool in that regard. It's really fucking sick. But in terms of like the application that people had just to get quick buck, that's like stuff I don't... Yeah. Yoinks for PNG, yeah. It's literally like storing the IPFS file link on the blockchain because, you know, storing an image there is gonna cost you a ton of fucking shit. So people just store the file link and then just have the NFT, which is the fucking image. It's so cooked, bro. I also have Bitcoin during Quadriga's failure. Fuck, dude. Damn. Alright. I think we've got a lot of ground covered. I'm gonna work on this by myself as well, because there's a lot of stuff that's just, you know, I need to have like be fully in the zone to understand, because Astro we're going pretty well actually. We converted a bunch of pages to Astro, and we're gonna convert more components to Astro as well, because a lot of these, except for, you know, these gallery ones, are more so React components because they all run client side and they're using React dependencies. So I'm gonna probably keep those as React islands. But other than that, we can convert like these components over to static HTML with Astro, and also the Monami page can be converted to Astro, more static stuff. I also need to convert the Tailwind config here over to CSS because we're using Tailwind 4 now. And yeah, there's a lot of work involved, but I feel like it'll be worth it. So Quadriga failure. The only guy who knew the key died. We still believe he faked his death because there was a transaction that was traced pulled his... Jesus. Yeah, that is insane. I know, I saw like a video on Twitter today where it's like, oh yeah, this guy, you know, threw out a hard drive thinking there was nothing on it, and then there was like a bunch of Bitcoin there, and he like tried to get through the trash and shit, and it's like, okay, bruh. Like, you fucked up. You threw out all your crypto, man. You're fucking stupid as shit, but alright. Yeah. That's what happened. There's like a Zach... He tried. He couldn't. Yeah. At least that's what Zach Phillips said, right? I don't know what the... Like, Zach Phillips makes some funny shit. Like, sometimes it's like, you know, cool medical animations, and then other times just like, what the fuck am I watching, bro? I didn't even know this happened. Oh, yeah, right. Okay, I think my iPad is charged, so let's talk about epinephrine's auto-injector. I'm not going to talk about acetylcholinesterase today because I don't think I have time, but let's talk about epi. So epinephrine is the same thing as adrenaline, right? So adrenaline is there. So here's what we need to understand about epinephrine. It's basically a sympathomimetic, or sorry, it's a sympathetic hormone. So it activates your fight or flight response. Right, that's what everybody knows. Right? Good so far? Okay, so we got the fight or flight response here. Now, the reason why it's good for anaphylactic shock is because when a patient is... The biggest problem is that the patient's lungs and the trachea, so let's just draw a set of lungs here. That's going to look like a pair of nuts. Let's fix that. Here's our set of lungs, here's your trachea. Trachea is going to narrow because of the allergy. Your immune system is reacting. So one thing about sympathetic hormones is that they essentially cause bronchodilation, which will dilate the constriction of the trachea, right? So this will open this up. And that's an immediate help, right? Because when you have an allergic shock, your immune system is going haywire, going crazy. So you give epinephrine to open up the lungs. And yes, epinephrine will also open up your blood vessels, right? Sympathetic hormone. You gotta get your blood going everywhere. So let's say this is the arm. Again, here's the artery. Very vasoconstricted, right? So then we're gonna point this. Let's say we give epi, and it's gonna become vasodilated. So that's epinephrine in a nutshell. It's just an immediate way to help relieve the symptoms of an allergic reaction. Epinephrine is adrenaline. Sympathetic hormone causes your fight or flight response to increase. Then that will cause bronchodilation, allowing you to breathe again. And then your immune system does all of the allergic work. You're just basically telling it to shut up, and you're trying to wait it out. There's also more supportive measures once you're in anaphylactic shock, like IV fluids and things like that. But yeah, those are out of scope for what I want to say. But yeah, that's epinephrine. Very easy, very straightforward. I don't know, I just want to talk about that because you guys were asking. But yeah, if Bitcoin, blah, blah, blah. I like cellular level interactions for sure back in the day. Yeah, they were fun. Once you get into medical school, all of that kind of disappears. Like, I don't know if Vix is still here, but when you're in like undergrad biology stuff, you more or less start to channels what, yeah. So I feel like in neurology, that's where it really shines, neurology and cardiology, because you learn a lot about like the potassium channels, the calcium channels, sodium channels, like all of that interplay. That's like a foundational part of neurology and cardiology, especially the cycles. Immunology, not so much, right? You mainly learn about like the protein interactions. And then you get to like nephrology, which is also channel-based, but it's more so physiological, right? It's like, how does the solutes flow and stuff like that. So there's a lot of things, but you tend to focus less on molecular interaction and more on like the clinical aspect of things. You tend to go more macro scale rather than micro scale for a lot of this stuff, especially in the preclinical years of med school. So yeah, kind of like, you know, tossed away a lot of the channel-based knowledge other than like neuro and cardio for the most part. And also like, I don't know, renal for a little bit too. But other than that, nothing much. Okay. organic chem is synaptic channels of propagation. Okay, so we got an ad. I'm gonna let the ad run. I'll keep yapping about this stuff, but yeah. Synaptic channels of propagation were obviously interesting to me. Yeah, of course they are. Yeah, that is interesting stuff. I remember drawing like the depolarization curve way back in the day because it was cool, right? Organic chem is the filter, dude. Calculus. I had to take calculus as well. I took calculus like twice. I actually liked OChem. It was pretty fun. I had a good professor though, so he made it really interesting. He made it enjoyed. I actually got an A in my OChem class. I liked it. It was interesting drawing all the carbon skeleton structures, whatever. Calc was also fun. Yeah, I did calc in high school, like AP class, and I also did my first year because they didn't take the AP credits. So I had to redo calc, and it was like so fucking easy. They just taught BC all over again. Oh my gosh. I dropped out from 3 separate universities. Yeah, fair enough. I mean, sometimes the career takes you in different ways. Never attended Calc 1 or 2 and got an A- in both missing lectures. Yeah, I had Calc during the COVID times, right? So I was doing all Zoom lectures. That was fun. That was a very fun time, man. Oh my god, I still remember the Zoom lectures when we went to in person, all the masks were still up. God. Those were some crazy days. Nowadays, 2025, we're all good now for the most part. Thank God. It's just a way of life. I'm so sorry you learned that time. No, it was good. It was good. You see, I took the effort to learn, and I already knew a lot of the stuff beforehand because, you know, I understand a lot of things. I think my OChem wasn't actually my weakest subject. It was actually physical chemistry, like Gen Chem. That was my weakest subject. Actually, no, sorry, physics was my weakest subject. I hate physics. Fuck physics. Terrible ass subject. But I don't like I did not like Gen Chem because it was just, I don't know. I felt like I was able to understand it eventually, but it just way too simplified compared to OChem, and I liked drawing the carbon skeletons and it made more sense to me, but that's all in the past. I don't know shit about OChem anymore. Like, it is completely gone from my brain. My brain is currently filled with random ass flashcards and facts about how to treat a patient. Oh man, agree. Fuck physics. Yeah, no physics gang, no physics gang, biology gang, bro. What's y'all's favorite? I mean, you guys are comp sci. I really like you like physics. Interesting. Yeah, no, none of our class, most of the people didn't like class at all. It's terrible, bro. I hated it. You also have to know physics for the MCAT, so it's like it's. Oh man, those were. I don't even remember, like, it felt like a blur, honestly. 4.0 in CS, hell yeah, dude. Nice. We stand academic weapons, bro. Anyways, I haven't really had to take, I'm gonna go back to chatting screen, but I haven't really had to take chem at uni since I took AP Chem. AP Chem was fun. Yeah, the problem was I had none of the credits in my thing took effect, so yeah. It's terrible. I had to repeat classes because of the thing I was doing, but yeah. Anyways, I'm probably gonna call it for tonight because it is 1 in the morning and I need to fucking go to sleep. So let's see if there's anyone to raid. Otherwise, I'm just gonna raid Rixie. Hey, Perfect Toaster saying thank you for the follow. Don't go anywhere. We're just going to raid someone real quick. So I'm gonna stay in the stream. I'm gonna try and find someone that, you know, is raidable. Take it easy. I'm a third screen. All right, bet. Okay, we got a bunch of. Oh, I'm here. B2B debugger. PowerPC assembly language. Do you guys want to watch an assembly language stream? I don't know. That seems interesting. Let's see what this person does. Oh, okay. Yeah, let's look at this. Who is this? Let me wait for the stream to finish. I don't know if he's coding. Yeah, he is. I'm looking at the software and game development category. No, it's not basic. It's a different person. I'll show you who he is in a second. He, she. I'm not sure. I'm just waiting for this ad to finish because Twitch is a piece of crap. Okay. I'm not sure if that's a good. ASMR is a good time. Okay, hold on. Let me see if there's anyone else available before I raid. Yeah, not really. Okay. Could raid the ASM. Let me just see if there's someone else. Ooh, this one looks cool. There's a lot of game dev. The interesting part about the software game dev category is that there's a lot of game dev streamers out there. Okay, let's raid this person. That looks cool. Alright, let's raid this game dev dude. Looks chill. Raid. I think a lot of you guys will be able to. There we go. Sweet. Alright, well, thank you guys so much for watching. I really enjoyed having another stream with you guys. Again, I always stream Fridays or Saturdays, depending on when I'm free. This was like a special week. I streamed, you know, on Fridays and Saturday because I didn't have much to do. But yeah, feel free to check out my socials and check out my Discord for any stream updates, when I'm streaming, whatever. Follow my Twitter. I have all that stuff there. But yeah, I will see you guys next week. And feel free to chat anytime. I'm always open to yap and all that stuff. So thank you guys so much for watching. See you next week. Peace. Oops. There we go.